is waiting for us to get going here to hopefully watch a better game than we watched in the last one. Hey guys, how you going today on BKRsport? We are live as the Manly Sea Eagles take on the Canberra Raiders in a game where, look, I have tipped Canberra here and I'm pretty confident in it, but with that being said, Manly are for some reason the favourites here, and let's see how this does roll. Let's see how it gets going. In 5 minutes time the game will start, so let's run through these two team lineups. Obviously hit that like button, subscribe if you are new around here. We're super close to 39,000. I think we're only about 60 or so subscribers away from that now, so I reckon we can try and get there by the end of the weekend with this game. Then we've got the Dolphins and the Rabbitohs tomorrow, followed by the T20 World Cup final between India and New Zealand tomorrow night. So definitely hit that subscribe button and get amongst it in the chat. But today, Manly at 4 Points Park, Brookvale in Sydney. They take on the Canberra Raiders. The team for Manly today, Tom Trbojevic, who is the captain. Here's the fullback, with the wingers being Jason Saab and Lehigh Hobawade. Centres of Tolutau Kuala and Ruben Garrick. You go to the 5'8", which is Luke Brooks, and the halfback, Jamal Fogarty. Front row forwards are Taniela Paseka and Sisiwa Takiaho. Number 9 is Jake Simpkin. You go to the back row, Hamoli Olakawatu and Ben Trbojevic, with the 13 being Jay Trbojevic. Interchange of Joe Walsh, Kobe Hetherington, Ethan Bullimore, Nathan Brown, Clayton Fawalalo and Corey Waddle, with the coach being Anthony Seibold. Look, Manly, they don't look overall a great deal exciting this year. I do really believe they look a lot more exciting with Joey Walsh if he is in the halves, but he is on the bench right now. We'll see how long it takes for maybe him to come in instead of Luke Brooks, and we see if he goes into that 6 and Jamal Fogarty into that 7, but for the time being, that is not what they are doing. They do have Tom Trbojevic if he's playing well and he's fit and healthy. Touch wood. God bless him. I hope he stays okay, because we want to see the best players on the field at all times. Well, if Tom Trbojevic is healthy, that will go a long way to Manly exceeding expectations this year. A lot of people have them down in that spoon area, and it's like, well, Manly have never won the spoon before, and I don't see them getting the spoon, but I do have them quite low on the table regardless, because they just don't have a great deal of excitement coming out of this team right now. Their defense definitely can give up quite a few points in that back line, and when it goes to the forwards, Taniela Paseka is okay. He's a solid player, but when it comes to the forwards overall, the only guy you're really looking for as a massive danger unit is Hamoli Olakawatu, who really needs to have a massive year if he's going to get these forwards moving along, and Jake Simpkin's going to have to do a really good job on that number 9 to get the best out of this team. The halves are going to be the biggest key issue. They didn't look great in that first preseason game when they played against the... Who did they play in the preseason, actually? Was it the Roosters? No, it wasn't. Who did they play in that game where they looked pretty poor? In round 3, Rabbitohs, that's right. It was the South Sydney Rabbitohs where they lost 30-6, and they played a lot of their team for the game and just weren't great at all. But that was the preseason, and as we've seen, the two teams who came first and second in the preseason got absolutely whooped by the biggest margins in the first week of the regular season. So let's see Manly go and change that trajectory and get a big win here at home to start off their year and to get away from where everyone's putting them down at that bottom of area of the table. Now for the Canberra Raiders, their fullback is Ko Weeks, with the wingers being Sivalia Tamale and Xavier Savage, centers of Simi Sasangi and Sebastian Chris. The 5'8" is Ethan Strange, with the halfback being Ethan Sanders. You go to the front row forwards of Josh Papali'i and Joseph Tarpany, who was the captain, with the number 9 being Tommy Starling. You go to the back row, Hudson Young and Noah Martin, with the 13 being Corey Horsburgh. And then the interchange is Jaden Brayley, Zach Hosking, Atamariota, Morgan Smithies, Dane Laurie, Jed Stewart, with the coach being Sticky Ricky Stewart. This Raiders team, obviously they changed from Jamal Fogarty, who is now the halfback for Manly. He was their halfback for many years and was able to get a good job doing for them. He was a very big stabilising half, which is kind of what the Raiders, for me right now, might be missing. Ethan Sanders comes in as a rookie and is going to try and get his best work going overall, obviously, but it is still very, very fresh and very, very early in his career, and we need to see him try and capitalise on this momentum from Canberra on these last... So it's pouring down rain in Sydney, by the way. It is absolutely bucketing down here at Brookvale. So this is going to be a slippery and wet game, which I guess does go in with the gritty team that Manly do try to be, but so do the Raiders. With that being said, Raiders aren't too bad actually on the wet, so they do have a good chance here. Look, again, I'm tipping the Raiders here today, guys. I am tipping the Raiders to get the job done, but it's going to be interesting. There's a reason why the odds are super close alongside each other, and let's just hope for a good game, because we have not seen a good game. Wow, the smoke is just encapsulating the entirety of Brookvale right now with those fireworks. Wow, you can't even see the field at the moment. They have to wait for this smoke to go, surely. Wow, you cannot even barely see the field at the moment. Look at this. This is ridiculous. It's like Brookvale's up in flames. This is awful. We could be standing here for the next 5 to 10 minutes. This smoke is just billowing through this field. You can't see anything, really. What is happening? We're still waiting for this smoke to go. Otherwise, it says, BKR, the God of NRL content creator. Appreciate you for supporting the channel, man. Buck says, right side of Manly is fired. Defensively, not so much, but attacking-wise, sure. We're still waiting for the smoke to go away here on this ground. Sunder says, Manly to win, sub anytime, under 43.5. Well, all right, good luck. I've gone with the Raiders here. I still think they've got a fantastic forward pack, and I think their back line is still very strong. It just comes down to if Ethan Sanders can continue the momentum alongside Ethan Strange in the halves and to keep up what Fogarty was doing, even though they're two different players overall. But the game has been kicked off. Manly will start with the ball. It's now second tackle at the 12 through Taniela Paseka. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here. Let's try and get 39,000 by the end of the weekend. We are super, super close to it. So Manly, they get up to Luke Brooks, and they're now under a whole different new path. They've been with Daly Cherry Evans for the last 16 years, 15, 16 years, and now they're going down a completely different path. Oh, and they're going to call a penalty here against the Raiders. High tackle. Look how much smaller Thomas Darling is to Ben Trbojevic. Wow. I can't disagree with that call, but with that being said, he's called a high tackle while he's been on the ground, I'm pretty certain. Trbojevic has come down. Oh, dude, you can't call that as a high tackle. Come on. Come on. Grace didn't see the game. How did the Titans versus Sharks go? I'm going to pretend I didn't even read your comment. Manly here. First tackle at the 45. Bucks says, whether not going to do it favours my multi. Well, yeah, you'd definitely be looking at the under 43.5, as Justin was saying. Ryan says, experience 7 in Fogarty is a good move, but I'm worried about the Manly forward pack. Yeah, look, I'm worried overall about Manly. I don't necessarily agree with you in regards to an experienced 7 of Fogarty, because it's not like Cherry Evans wasn't one of the most experienced halfbacks in the game last year. Fogarty is an okay halfback. He's never going to win you a premiership, but he's going to do, decently enough for you. And I just don't agree with him and Luke Brooks being the halves pairing. 6 again if I'm Manly at the 30. I just don't think that Fogarty and Brooks are going to be an unreal halves pairing. If you have Fogarty and Joey Walsh, I actually could see Manly really push up the table and be a lot better of a team than I was expecting. I just don't. I think it's a really flat halves pairing of Fogarty and Joey Walsh. Fogarty and Luke Brooks for the time being. And Manly are going to get this ball to the 15 on second tackle here. It is pouring down rain in Brookie at the moment, but Tom Trbojevic, he'll be 5 metres away from the line. Third tackle. This could be a great start here for Manly if they get underway. Raiders are usually an up and down team ladder-wise, and that's why I did tip them down there. In eighth, I'll call it Kawatu, 5 metres away, fourth tackle. Yeah, that's the lowest high tackle ever. His head was on the ground, exactly right. Oh, 6 again, even Manly 5 metres away. Siwa Takiaho, well, they're able to get off their season to a fantastic start here. 6 again, 5 metres out. Sundo, I just want to say the only tip I've gotten wrong so far is your Muppet boys. I'll get that ball outside to Lee Hopawade, and I will blame you solely if you were the only tip that I get wrong this weekend. Second tackle at the 10. Jake Simpkin, he'll get this ball across to Jamal Fogarty. Fogarty now to Trbojevic. Jake Trbojevic. They get it out to Ruben Garrick, and Garrick will be 10 metres away, third tackle. Jeez, it is pouring down in Brookie right now. Absolutely bucketing down. Bucketing down. Luke Brooks, Tom Trbojevic. Try time for Manly. Manly. Tommy T with the bang. Tommy T with the bang. Bing bong. Bing bong. Try time for the Manly. Try time for the Manly. Tommy T over already. It's 4-0 with a kick to come. Brent says Turbo, Cola and Weeks. Anytime tries for this one. Well, you got Turbo. Listening to you while watching Sydney FC at 1:30 a.m. in the morning. Sydney FC? Oh, is the A-League still going on, is it? Honestly, I have no idea what the A-League nowadays. Oh, they won 1-0 against Wellington. Fair enough. When does that season finish up? I would have no idea about the A-League nowadays. Oh, that season finishes up on end of April. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. It's actually crazy how non-existent the A-League is in the minds of people in this country. I used to really care about it. I used to really love it. But then I just fell out of it. Buck says, call up 1 times 2, strange. Someone says, what's that scrum cap Jake has on. Weird bubble. Yeah, it is a strange. It's strange to look at him with that kind of headgear. It is strange. Bucks and Seagulls jersey would be so much better without the URM sponsor. Everyone just has a problem with sponsors, man. Look at Luke Brooks, man. Greatest try assist of all time. Jim Jam says, Uz, I'm on Tommy Cola Bear and Manly 13 plus. There you go. Ryan says, A-League is truly asked. Yeah, I used to love it, man, but they just lost my support a few years back with all the troubles with the FFA and the APL. Sean says, I went and got a beer and there is already a try. Yes, there is, and I'm already going to open up a Coke Zero, and honestly, I should open up a beer to get through what that last piece of shit game was. Dear me. Dear me. Look, it's round one. Yeah, A-League has fallen off, but Co 20-year anniversary game, big turnout hopefully. Well, it's already finished, didn't it? Unless I was looking at the previous game. More viewers in the A-League Grand Final. So Manly, Jason Saab, he'll get this ball to Takiaho, and Takiaho's going to be at the 12 on first tackle. It's so difficult to continue to remind yourself that it's round one, you know, and then people, that's going to be another penalty to Manly can add their own 10. It's so difficult to remind yourself of this, right? And then people will say, no, you're just coping, you know, it's shit house, you know, you should be insulting your team. It's like, not necessarily. Like, it is round one. It's just how poor of a performance that it was. Looks like the hair Buddha has. Seven says Raiders lost without Fogarty. Brother, we've had... What? The game's been on for 6 minutes. We haven't even seen the Raiders attack yet. What are we talking about? Guys, why are people so like immediate in their reactions? Like, we haven't even seen the Raiders really with the ball at all in this. Have we seen the Raiders with the ball in this first 6 minutes? What do you mean the Raiders look lost without Fogarty? We are 6 minutes into the season, and half of that has been a try for Manly, and we're saying the Raiders look lost without Fogarty? Are we serious? Come on, man. 6 minutes into the season. Haven't even seen the Raiders with the ball on the attack. 4 tackle at 20. What are we doing? Hamali Olakawadu, 15 metres, 10 metres, 5 metres away, fit tackle. It's wetter over there than in England. Yeah, it's Sydney, though, Seb. We don't claim it. So, fit tackle, and it's going to be Luke Brooks who puts that ball up into the air. And knock on from Manly. Oh, I don't think he knocked it on, but no, it is a knock on from Manly. So, Raiders will get the ball at 10. Either way, though, what a great start here for Manly. Great start. Fantastic start for Manly. And they say Sydney vs Melbourne victory on now. Not anyone gives a shit. They used to, though. I mean, what was preseason for if we're going to excuse round one defeats? What? Serpent, you're coming in with some horrid takes right now, bro. You're coming in with some horrid takes. Oh, that's actually a knock-on from the Raiders. It's Manly ball to 10. Serpent, you're coming in with some absolutely horrific takes right now, bro. Seb's just knock on. They haven't even had the ball, have they, Raiders? I don't think the Raiders have had the ball. I can't remember the Raiders having the ball in this opening 8 minutes. So Manly are 5 metres away from the line. I'm actually going to go look at this the team stats right now. Possession-wise, it's literally 100% possession to Manly. The Raiders haven't touched the ball. How are we saying that the Raiders look lost without Fogarty when they haven't even touched the ball yet? They have not had the ball once in this game. Ben Trbojevic is going to be 10 metres away on third tackle. Dre says, heads up from the... I'm not talking about it. Third tackle now. I've already had to go through a stream of that, mate. And 6 again for Manly. They are 10 metres away from the line. Jake Simpkins is going to go out to the right-hand side. And now they'll be 5 metres away. First tackle. Ryan said still lost, though. Still lost, though. What do you mean? So second tackle here for Manly. They're 3 metres away from the line. It's the Harrison effect. Oh, Manly, get the ball out the back. Not a Harrison effect, please. Oh, wait, yeah, he's a Raiders fan now. That's right. Yeah, it is the Harrison effect at the moment. There's going to be a 6 again for Manly. They have not touched the ball in the opening 9 minutes. There's a biffo! Slap him, sir! Slap him with a headbutt and bang with the elbow! Someone throw an uppercut, you cats. Someone throw an uppercut. Someone throw a damn well uppercut right now. Bushka! There's a biffo. Come on. Come on. It's a good tackle, and then he says he goes past the horizontal, and he does go past the horizontal. It's a penalty. It is a penalty. And then Olakawatu comes in and protects his fullback. Joe Talbot comes in. That was actually a pretty feisty biff. I know punches were thrown, but it was actually pretty feisty, that. Could be bin. No, there's no bin there. Right, Ryan says Raiders, yeah, or maybe Olakawatu. No, they're just going to warn him. Like, they're just warning him. There's no bin. Raiders without Fogarty despite not having it. Yeah, exactly. I can't believe it. Yeah, discipline is not good enough. Yeah, so he's warning about potentially being a Raider. But, guys, we've been here for 9 minutes. The Raiders have not touched the ball yet. I want to see Horsburgh lose his shit. He was a part of it, Jay. He was a part of it. And Jamal Fogarty is going to choose to take the 2 here to make it 8-0 Manly. You look like one of those 1800s bare knucklers with that stash, man. Now we're talking, son. Bit of bare knuckle. Yeah, but those guys are like super skinny. I'm a big boy. Jim Champ says, hopefully Raiders end up with someone in the bin. Manly could go on a run. Well, they're going to get 2 points here. They're right in front, and I can understand the context of this game and take the 2 to make it 8-0. 10 minutes gone here, guys. 30 minutes to go the first half. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Corey Horsburgh was right in the middle of that, Jay. If there's ever a punch on with the Raiders, you can know who's right in the middle of it. Oh, Corey Horsburgh actually does kind of come down with a closed fist, but it's more of a, like, come down the back of the head rather than a punch. But that was a concern. I don't know if the bunker saw that. He actually threw on a miss. Yeah, but that wasn't like a punch, but he has a closed fist and he comes down like this, like a slam. Horsburgh, well, look, the Raiders are definitely going to be frustrated. They have not had the ball in 10 minutes this game. It is 100% possession to Manly in the first 10 minutes of this game. Taking the 2, the Cats. I agree with taking the 2 in this situation, though, especially in this rain. 9 from 9 completions for Manly. Not a single completion, not a single set for the Raiders. I cannot believe they have not had the ball in 10 minutes. 9 from 9 completion to 0 from 0. Just ridiculous. Ginger lad half through something. Right, tried to Donkey Kong him. That's a good way to put it, actually. The old Donkey Kong. So Manly will get this ball to the 15. Please don't give away a penalty here, Raiders. Don't give away a 6 again. I just want to see them with the ball. We have not seen them with the ball. Sanders says, what's the longest amount of time that a team hasn't touched the ball? Surely this is it. It'd have to be this to start the game. This would have to be the record. And it gives to Olakawatu, and Olakawatu is going to be 4 tackle at their own 25. Sam, I don't think the Brisbane touched the ball last night. No, they did. They just knocked it on all the time. When they touched the ball, they just dropped it. Fit tackle. Guys, we're about to see it. We're about to see the moment. The moment has come. The Raiders, are they going to get the ball? Yes! Yes! The Raiders have touched the ball for the first time in a game. In 11 minutes and 5 seconds, they finally get the ball and get driven back to the 10. And now they'll get this ball out of the 20. There's a lot of fire in this game. This game seems like a real fierce animosity atmosphere. Manly couldn't have asked for a better start. Definitely not. So Raiders now, they'll get this ball to the 35. Some decent meters considering. Game on, Donkey Kong. Come on, party time in Canberra. You have touched the ball for the first time in this game. And we're about to see them complete the set too. So in pouring down rain conditions, we have not seen a single incomplete set so far from either team. 10 from 10 for Manly. 1 from 1 for Raiders. No, they are definitely lost without Fogarty. I've seen it in the first carry. Unholy Benz, what's happening, Blaze? Well, we're watching a game where it's just Manly versus Manly at this point. Second tackle, bit of a training run between them and the reserves because the reserves don't usually get to touch the ball too much. And the Raiders haven't touched the ball at all, really. Third tackle now for Manly at 45, sorry. Third tackle. I can see the Raiders fans going wild after that first touch. It's basically as good as winning the minor premiership, getting that first touch of the ball in the season. They did not kick their season off for 11 minutes and 5 seconds later than everybody else. I think the Titans had conceded... Well, the Titans had probably conceded 2 tries. I think the Titans conceded 2 tries prior to the Raiders even touching the ball. Oh, good take there from Xavier Savage. He might get away here. He's at the 20, the 25, at the 30. Good run. I think the Titans conceded 2 tries. Oh, far out, Raiders. Oh, he's put the ball onto his own foot, thankfully. No, they are going to call knock on. Oh, no, Canberra. Are they going to challenge it? I don't think you should challenge this. I think you get this call. Just leave it as a knock on and you defend again. Get around your send. A pass mark for Manly in 2026. Pass mark would be... Oh, I still think their mentality is always going to be top 8 or bust. But, yeah, look, I do think a pass mark is still top 8 or bust. Even though I've got them for quite low on the table, I would say top 8 or bust for a pass mark. Who do you think will win the final? Bro, the final's not for 6 months. There's a long way to go before that. But I do have a pre-season predictions video that I came out with. I'm still back in the Roosters until proven otherwise, though. I think they'll come good. So Manly are 30 metres away here from the line. Luke Brooks will go out to the right to Jake Simpkins. Simpkin off to Fogarty. And Taniela Paseka with a good run. He'll be 23 metres away from the line. Arguably a 6 again that wasn't called there. They give it up to Jake Trebojevic. Trebojevic to Luke Brooks. Luke Brooks to Tolota Kuala. 14 metres away from the line. No one was even in it when they fed it. Manly now, they'll be 5 metres out. Third tackle. Manly have been round 1 champions last few years. Don't fall for it. I'm not falling for it. I've still got them where I've got them. And short ball into Olakau'atu. When was the last time they lost to round 1 home NRL? Is this like a Storm thing, is it? A similar Storm thing, just on a much lesser level. Simpkin off to Taniela Paseka. And Paseka will be 5 metres out. Fit tackle. Jake Simpkin gets it to Jake Trebojevic. Trebojevic to Luke Brooks. Luke Brooks across. Knock on Manly. Knock on Manly. Raiders ball at 10. Raiders ball at the 10. Eels vs Broncos grand final is paying 2,001. Get on it. It should be paying 10,001. Not because of the Broncos. They possibly still could get into the grand final. You can't though. So Raiders are 10 metres away from their own line. 10 metres away. And off to Xavier Savage, who'll bring this ball out here to the 20. Good run from him. He did make that mistake, but it was a good run from him earlier, and then that was a good run from him then. And now Savelio Tamale with a tough run to the 35. Seb Watson says, seeing as they have 1 completed set after 15 minutes, Raiders will take on it being 8 down. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Dolphins vs Panthers grand final. Dolphins shouldn't even be in the 8 for mine. Well, let's see them play tomorrow, but I don't have the Dolphins in the top 8. Tell me how their defense has improved. Oh my gosh, Luke Brooks has intercepted the ball. Oh my gosh, this is a good start here for Manly. Until the Dolphins prove that they've got good defense, I refuse to believe it. Once you show me they've got good defense, I'll back them in for a high position. If they get good defense, I'll back them in for a top 4. But until then, I don't have them in my top 8. So Manly, Ben Trebojevic will get this ball to the 40 on third tackle. Metal says Tigers used to be round 1 and 2 champions. Round 1 and 2 hasn't mattered since then. Definitely doesn't matter round 1. Jeez, who cares about round 1? Is there anybody who cares about round 1? Definitely not me. No way. Definitely not me. All right, fourth tackle for Manly. Jake Trebojevic, Luke Brooks gets it across here. Kuala, Habawade. Oh, so close to go over the sideline. Also so close. We'll try. Tom Trebojevic, he'll get the ball across to Luke Brooks. Fifth tackle. And it's going to be Jamal Fogarty. He puts that ball over. And I think that's a knock on Manly. I think it's a knock on Raiders, which will be a try for Manly. Olakau'atu. Hamoli Olakau'atu. It'll be 12-0 here with a kick to come. Manly lost in 2022 round 1. I think that was a knock on Raiders, which is why this is play on. Ball's come into Olakau'atu's hands, and he's just scored. 12-0 with the kick to come. Well, right now, the Raiders just can't touch the ball, and when they do touch the ball, they dropped it. Yeah, Tonta Kuala to Lee Habawade. That was really nice on the other side, and then Fogarty just puts it into a good area. Where, honestly, for mine, I think that Savona Tamale shouldn't be making a play at this. Let him catch it and then just take him. I think I would have just let him catch it and then I would have taken him in the tackle. I think that was a stupid play and wet weather to go for the ball there. That was a shank kick from Fogarty. I don't think it was. I think he was kicking it to the winger to give him an easy grab to throw it back onto the inside because they were shot for numbers. But Tamale did well to prevent that. But I just don't think Tamale should have gone up for the ball. I think he should have just gone for the tackle. That kick was awful. How did they get a try from that? I don't think it was. I think I know what he was doing. I think he was trying to make sure that Saab would get the ball and not make it a highly competitive one at the end goal. I think he was directly kicking it to his winger there to make it a lot easier for him to grab. They were shot for numbers on that side. He could have flicked it back. I think that is going to be fine here. Yeah, try confirmed. I think it's fine. I look quite good scores. Manly looking dangerous. I wouldn't be fooled. I think this is a bit of a scuffed game right now. Long term, I still feel like they will struggle, but this has been a real rough start for Canberra Raiders. So Ola Kawatu, he scored 1 try tonight, 4 against the Raiders. I think 45 in his career, I think it just said. But Jamal Fogarty here from the right-hand side. Manly lost in 2022 round 1. Who did they play in 2022 round 1 of limbs? Was it like a Storm or somewhere? Jamal Fogarty, he will get the kick. So it will be 14-0 Manly. 18 minutes into the first half. Seb says Manly had all the ball. Of course they look dangerous. This is the thing. You know, you look at the possession and it's probably, 90% Manly? It's 85% Manly, 15% Raiders. You know, people, you need to look more deep into the context of what's happening, and you need to overall understand that if the Raiders had more of the ball, it would be a lot equal. It should be a lot more equal of a game. I shouldn't say will be a lot more equal of a game, but they're just not handling these conditions the same as Manly. They're both playing in the same field, but Manly are handling the conditions better. But I'm not convinced with Manly long term this year. I'm still not. That's why you got to wait 5 to 7 rounds. I will continue to put this into your mind. 5 to 7 rounds. 5 to 7 rounds. 5 to 7 rounds. Don't think your team's winning the comp because you win game 1. Don't think your team's losing the comp because you lose game 1. 5 to 7 rounds. 5 to 7 rounds. 1 complete set, 2 mistakes. That's all the ball they had. Yep. Surprised to see Fogarty taking the kicks this year over Garrick. No, I think Fogarty is a pretty good conversion kicker. Tanya Lapaseka brings his ball to the 30 and gets the offload away. Simpkins lost the ball there. Raiders ball. Okay, first attacking opportunity for the Canberra Raiders. Good. We will finally get to see the Raiders have an attacking opportunity here. Was it Papali that Hamoli put the step on to score? What do you mean? Papali? I think it was the fullback, wouldn't it? Wasn't it KO Weeks? I'm not too sure. Andre Southgate has come on Raiders. Well, we'll see. They're going to get an attacking opportunity now. 30 metres out from the line. 19 minutes gone. Raiders have made almost 100 tackles in 20 minutes. Actually insane. Correct. That's why we don't know anything really about this game just yet. Josh Papali will come off for a HIA. Come on a fade, Spence says. Well, I just want to see... I want to see how Ethan Sanders and Ethan Strange work into this now. This is where we'll see if they look lost or not, though we did not know if they looked lost before. This is where we'll see if they look lost in attack. But Sebastian Chris is 22 metres away here from the line. And they'll get it across to Hudson Young. And Hudson Young will be 15 metres out, second tackle. 20 minutes gone to the first half. 20 minutes to go of the first half, guys. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you are new around here. They will get this ball through Morgan Smithies to the 10 on third tackle. Tom Starling at the back here to Ethan Sanders. Sanders then to Hudson Young. He'll cut across the field, gets the offload away to Morgan Smithies again. And Smithies will be taken down 10 metres out, fourth tackle. I was out number 8. Weeks wasn't even there. Oh, well, maybe so. Noah Martin! Tried! Oh, no. I think he's lost the ball over the try line. He's claiming this is a try. He's claiming it, so you better be right here. I hope you're not lying here, Noah Martin. Otherwise, it is a try here for the man. Not on debut, but he's a young lad coming through this Raiders system. Noah Martin. This would be something if he does get this ball down, but I think he does bounce it. He's very confident he gets it, though. Maybe this just bounces off of the ground itself. And he's still got it. He's still got it. He's reaching out. He's reaching out. He's reaching out. Oh, he's got it. He's honest. That's a try. Wow, that's a good try from Noah Martin. That is a good try from Noah Martin. It's going to be 14 forward, a kit to come. How lost are they looking, you reckon? That is a try time for the Raiders. And Martin, hello. What a try, man. They have had 20% of the possession, and yet they're only down by probably 8 points. It's a good sign. But Noah Martin has great strength and great ball handling. Like, on first glance, it looks like it's a knock-on, but Noah Martin was very, very convincing with his celebration. And, yeah, the only reason it bounces up high is because he slammed it into the ground. Brendan Westling says, yeah, sure, it's one thing to get punished for poor discipline, but the rules have been changed so much when nearly every game this weekend has been decided in the first 20 minutes because of poor discipline. I guess he said nearly every game, because I wouldn't say Titans one really was. Our defence was just putrid. Roosters game, I thought the officiating was pretty poor. Eels Storm game, I thought the officiating was pretty poor. With that being said, the Eels just aren't good enough either. Bulldogs Dragons, the officiating was really poor right at the end of the game. Knights Cowboys, I didn't really see too much with the officiating. They'll be 14-6. They get the kick. Ethan Sanders, the conversion taker, and he will make it an 8-point game. The bunny says, what do you think of Manly defence in the long run? It took them 3 sets to concede just now. 3 sets to concede just now. They have had the ball 80% of this game. They've got a penalty and they've got 2 tries. 1 try coming off the back of a mistake from Savelio Tamale. Ultimately, I still am pretty confident Manly are going to have a struggle of a season. How good are overs on track in the wet? Yeah, very much a surprise. I'm surprised anyone got on the overs considering how wet it is, but, you know, at least Raiders have got on the board here, and let's see what they can do with another set, because they've not had much ball at all. So Raiders, Joe Tarpany, he'll bring this ball out to the 15 on first tackle. Mickey says, thanks for the heads up, I guess. Thanks for the heads up on what? It's my first piece. I'm not pissed. Put ahead. What do you think of Manly? Yeah, Manly offense not too great. So third tackle now for Canberra Raiders, and they're going to be at the 25. Morgan Smith, he's run the ball hard at the moment. That's what he's good for. They get it to Corey Horsburgh, and Horsburgh, he'll be at the 35 on 4 tackle. There is a really annoying light that keeps flicking on and off over there, so I'm going to get the next stoppage in play. I'm going to quickly run over there and turn off that light. Raiders now at the 50 on 5th tackle. KO Weeks, it will get that ball to Strange, and Strange, it was the 5/8 of the year last year, puts this down to the 18, and Tom Trbojevic will bring this ball out here to the 25. I'm really looking forward to the try predictor after half time. Now, it's a fantastic try predictor, Brenton. Actually, who scored first in the second half? Was it? Yeah, it was Sharks. It was Sharks. So Oli Kawatu will get this ball to the 40 on third tackle, and that is a penalty. I'm going to quickly go turn this light off, guys. Give me 1 second here. Thumbs up, subscribe, and 1 second. All right, we're back. We are back. Scoreboard update, out 2 points. This is literally NRL.com, bro. So when the scoreboard hasn't been updated, it's not me, it's them. It's been updated now, though, but it's nothing I can do about it. So right-hand side, and now Manly will be at the 22nd tackle. 17 minutes to go here in the first half. Jake Simpkin, he'll get out to Taniela Paseka. Paseka is 15 metres away, third tackle. 15 metres away. Simpkin gets it out to Luke Brooks. Luke Brooks to Tom Trbojevic. He'll step back onto the inside. He's run behind multiple players there, by the way. He's run behind multiple players here, by the way. I think you're going to be calling a penalty here. They're going to give it the all clear. No, they're going to say this is 100,000,000% a no try. He's run behind 2 players here. They're going to the bunker. I don't even know why we're going to the bunker here. I don't even know why we're going to the bunker. He's quite literally just run behind 2 players. Hello, Jake Trbojevic is there. Also, Simpkin is there. Are you serious, referee, to even acknowledge that this is a try? Like, you knew 1,000,000% he's run behind 2 players and it's a penalty. Are you kidding me? What a waste of time. What a waste of time. He's quite literally just run directly behind 2 of his own players. Not 1, 2. Lucas says, you like your union players. Do you reckon Rugby Australia should spend big on Lomax, or is that stupid? I don't think they should spend big on him, no. Like, why would you need... Like, obviously give him a fair contract, but spending big would be pointless. It's not like he can play rugby league right now. And Lomax, I think, is a good player, but I think he's an egotistical prick. So it's like, well, you're not gonna get rugby league viewers watching Lomax. No one gives a shit about Lomax and think that he's a knob. And I don't usually talk about people like this, but like at the end of the day, he is. From my perspective and from the NRL's perspective, besides Andrew Abdo, for some reason I think Zach must have like naked photos of him or something. So it's like Lomax is a good enough player, but I just don't think he's worth the baggage. And it's not like you're going to get the rugby league viewership to come across and watch rugby to care about what Zach Lomax is doing for mine. You know, more people just don't like Lomax in rugby league now compared to being interested about his career, is what I would say there. So look, offer him a fair contract if you want to have a good player. Like, he's a decent player for sure, don't get me wrong. I just think there's too much baggage there. 6 again for the Raiders. They haven't had the ball down here really at all in this half, but the first time they had it down here, they scored. Let's see if they can do it again. Second tackle here for the Raiders at the 18. Second tackle at the 18. Tom Starling gives it out to Corey Horsburgh, and Horsburgh is going to be 10 metres away from the line now, third tackle. 15 minutes left here in the first half. They roll it back to Tom Starling. Starling gets it across, and now the Raiders will be... Oh, that's a bad pass, but there could actually be a penalty out of this. They're going to... this is going to be checked here for being tackled without the ball. This might be a penalty. This might be a penalty here for being tackled without the ball. I don't necessarily agree with him coming in like this. No, it's fine. No, he hasn't tackled him without the ball. No, that's fine, Ruben Garrick. This will just be a knock on. Yep, just knocks the ball on. No, it was good work. Lucas says, it's not like Suoliti has done much, to be fair. So speaking on Lomax isn't the smartest, but it's Rugby Australia, so this really could see a $1 million contract. Definitely could, mate. Well, he could. I don't think they need to do that because, again, he cannot play rugby league. He went to court and they did... you know, yeah, we did sit and go to court. They lost. Lomax cannot play rugby league for the time being. You can go to Japan Rugby if you want. You can go to the Super League if you want. You can go to Timbuktu for a week here. So I don't think Rugby Australia need to put in a massive offer. I just pay him a fair contract, what he deserves, and happy days. But you're not going to get the rugby league viewership. No one cares enough. People will actively not watch games that Zach Lomax is in. First tackle for Manly. Full-time story says no one cares about Lomax in rugby league. News is that he's going to Western Force. Western Force is shit, so Lomax will probably be the marquee signing. Yeah, Western Force are great. Is that the new headgear that JKT is rocking at the moment? Yeah, it's the bubble one. Looks weird, looks different. Oh, great tackle from Tarpany on Luke Brooks. Wow, fourth tackle at the 40 here for Manly. So great tackle there. Really comes across and brings him down. And awkward. It was definitely injury potential, but obviously he came away fine from it, so good stuff. Sim can get this ball to Luke Brooks, and he'll just put that ball with a basic kick straight down the middle, where Xavier Savage will grab it at the 10. He'll get it off to KO Weeks, and Weeks is going to run this ball back really hard at the 20. You love the work ethic there of KO Weeks, who runs the ball back as hard as he could. Zach Lomax could play Super League. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with him playing in the Super League. He's not going to do that, though, because his ego is too massive. Too much of a massive ego, that bloke. But anyway, we're going to stop talking about Zach Lomax because that guy's a clown. It's going to be second tackle here for the Canberra Raiders, and they are going to be at the 40 now, third tackle. Weeks is super underrated. I think Weeks is quite well known. I think he's quite well rated overall. I don't think he's overrated. I don't think he's underrated. I think he's quite well rated where people respect him. He's still not like a top 5 fullback in the game, but he's very good for what he does. Like, who would you put him in over for the top 5 fullbacks? Manly, Tom Debojevic gets the ball to 15. Plenty of feeling out there. Definitely plenty of feeling. Tarpany puts on some good shots. Yeah, Tarpany definitely does. By the way, the way you spell it is... well, now you've got me confused on how you spell Tarpany's last name. now you got me confused. Tarpany, the way you spell it is Tapine. Yeah. Second tackle at 35. So Sivo can run to his ass. Get around Micah Sivo. What a man. Fourth tackle now for Manly. Bit of Tosaviti action there. 45 metres out from their own line. Jamal Fogarty up to Jakey Trebojevic. Trebojevic to Turbo to Tommy T. Then to... Oh, no, that's going to hit the ground. It does go backwards and bounce forward, so the ball is fine. Yeah, it's a really lucky bounce there where it goes backwards and bounces really forward to give them a few extra metres. They get the ball at the back. It's fit tackle here. What are they doing here? What is Manly doing? Ray's going to get the ball at the 45 on their own side of the field. What are Manly doing? That is a dreadful last tackle, and Manly will go on the back foot now. What are they doing? 12 minutes left of the first half. Tarpany doing a Jared Warrior now. Too many eye shots. Tarpany's nowhere close to the absolute absolute scenes that we saw for a week-to-week basis from Jared Warrior-Hargraves. So Tom Starling to Morgan Smithies. Tarpany's not even close to Hargraves in that capacity, man. I don't know what I just watched either, Seb. Second tackle for Canberra. Tom Starling off to Ethan Strange. Strange here to Simi Sasangi. It'll be 25 metres away from the line. Tom Starling gets it to Corey Horsburgh at the 25. Here's a good chance here for Canberra. Sebastian Chris to Sveta Tamale. Probably didn't need to do that pass. Tamale, stop running backwards. What are you doing? That was weird. Anyway, fourth tackle at the 20. A couple of weird moments happening in the last couple of moments of this game. KO Weeks up to Corey Horsburgh, and Horsburgh now will be 18 away. Looking for an offload. Can't get it though. Okay, let's see this kicking game out of Ethan Sanders here. He goes to Sanders. No kick. Sebastian Chris. Fit tackle. Knocks it back. That's going to be Raiders 6 again. That's a knock on Manly. This is going to be a 6 again for the Raiders here. 10 minutes out. Well, it comes out for them. Shouldn't have, but it comes out for them. Bernaldo says, is Fogarty killing it against his old team? Fogarty's been okay. He had a good kick in for a try before for Olikuatu, but he's been okay. I wouldn't say that Fogarty's done anything spectacular. This has been a weird game where Manly had 100% of the ball in the first 11 minutes, and then since then the Raiders have been able to work back into it. But I wouldn't say that Fogarty's killing it against his old team right now. So 10 minutes to go the first half here, guys. 30 minutes gone. Hit that like button and subscribe. Tom Starling to Ethan Strange. They are literally 10 metres out. Can they do something big here? They get the ball to Simi Sasangi, and Simi Sasangi's 5 metres away from the line. 3 metres away from the line. First tackle. Can Canberra make it a 2-point game? Tom Starling in the line. Joe Tapani tries for the big tops, but there may be an obstruction. There may be an obstruction here from a Canberra Raider player who runs. Oh, no, it's not the obstruction. They're confirming the ball doesn't get to the line here from Tarpany. Tarpany. Whoa, maybe not. No, this is probably a no try. They're just going to bring it at 10 here. Well, he doesn't lose the ball, but this is probably... Yeah, I don't think that ball gets to the line. You can't overturn that call. There's nothing to suggest that that gets there. Sorry, I thought there was a player who ran through the line that could have been impacted. Yeah, on-field decision. So it'll still be Raiders' ball, but 10 metres out. 10 metres out. Watching Hargraves on Fox League makes me want to pry my eyes out. All right, so no try. Raiders, sorry, they didn't bring it out to the 10. It would just be the second tackle at the 2, and now it's third tackle 5 metres away. They go to Ethan Sanders. Sanders shot ball on the line. Arguably a tackle there before he received that ball. But Sebastian Chris will be 2 metres out. 4 tackle. Tom Starling, he fakes it left. He goes right. Then they give it off to Morgan Smithies, and Smithies 5 metres out. This is decent enough defence from Manly on the line. Tom Starling goes short side. Kicks his ball through. Drop out coming up. It's good pressure from Canberra, but Manly are doing well enough to hold Canberra out right now. Buck says, love Jared Warrior-Hargraves, but how to get a start on the commentary? Yeah, I'm taking Kieran Foran every other week over JWH. Then again, I haven't heard, to be fair to him, I haven't heard him, and I'm not going to shit on his commentating ability. At least he's given it a crack. So, Jamal Fogarty. Didn't Warrior-Hargraves miss out on a final in the Super League because he got himself binned with a high tackle or something in the game beforehand? So Raiders now, but wasn't that his last game too? Like his retirement game was a final in the Super League, and then he got suspended for it because he got sent off or something? Oh, they let him play. Okay, fair enough. Did they win? Do they end up winning? Second tackle now. Oh, Noah Martin taking up the 10. Jeez, Martin looks good, though. Noah Martin does look good. I've loved him in this game so far, and he has got that try. Zach Hosking on the field. He'll bring this ball to the 3 on 4 tackle. Tom Starling out the back to Sanders. He runs it himself. Oh, be good on debut for him to score, but he's taken out, and that's a penalty to the Raiders with 8.5 minutes to go in the first half. They're going to be 10 metres out. I don't see them. Oh, Morgan Smithies and Nathan Brown. That's a fight I'd like to see. That'd be a cheeky little fight. That'd be a cheeky little fight there. A little bit of a slight biff. Not, well, no biffo, but words were had. Do you rate Nathan Brown? 4 years ago I did at Parramatta. Not anymore. 4 years ago I did. So Canberra 10 metres away. Morgan Smithies. He's going to run it straight back at Nathan Brown. You'll love to see that. They're 3 metres away from the line. 8 minutes to go here in the first half. Tom Starling. He'll go out to Ethan Sanders. And up to Simi Sasangi. And he'll be 8 minutes away. He had Xavier Savage there, but it's a 6 again here for Canberra. They give it out the back now to Strange. Strange off to Horsburgh. Horsburgh gets away from 1. Now he's 9 metres out, second tackle. And they'll get it to Tom Starling. Out the back, they've got numbers. Xavier Savage. Oh, he cuts inside there. Good defense there from Manly, to be honest. Tom Starling, quick play. Morgan Smithies. He tries. He's 2 metres out, 4 tackle. They are just holding him out at the moment. Out the back here to Sanders. Kicks that ball through for Noel Martin. Oh, there's a player taken out. That's a penalty every day of the week. What? There is no way you can't say that Noel Martin wasn't taken out. They've just sandwiched him. Hello? He's lost the ball there. That's going to be a knock-on against the Raiders. It'll be, 6 again here at the 10, and Tom DeVoy gets the ball. Noel Martin just got sandwiched away from the run. How is that knock classes taken off without the ball? Taken up without the ball? I would love to see that again. He just got sandwiched away from it. Like, how have you not called that a penalty against Manly? He didn't have the ball. Second tackle now for Manly. They're at 35. That's a crazy no call for mine. I'd love to see it again. So Nathan Brown will be third tackle at the 45. Like, Manly overall decent defense, but I can't believe they didn't call that for a penalty. Nathan Brown is a one-year wonder. Had a really good year at the Eels. So Zach Hosking, I think, has to come off for a HIA here. Cody likes, hit the button, people. Yeah, hit the thumbs up if you haven't already, guys. Hit that thumbs up button. Tomorrow we have the Dolphins taking on the South Sydney Rabbitohs as well. And we also have the T20 World Cup final on tomorrow. On Monday, you'll see a video probably come out about the Titans. On Tuesday, you'll see my tipping video come out. On Wednesday, you'll probably see a video come out about the New Zealand Warriors. And on Thursday, it's back on with the streams, obviously. Well, it depends. Like, if there's bigger news that comes out, then I'll talk about the bigger news. But I do want to talk about the Titans in the first on Monday. So Manly now, they'll put that ball up in the air at the 30. It comes down here to Xavier Savage outside of his own in goal. Will he stay out? Oh, just. Has raised attack been not too bad. Manly's defense has been pretty good overall. Canberra have had a couple of opportunities now, and I think that they got done up there with a penalty against Manly. I would not say that they look lost without... I know what you're trying to get at here. You're trying to say they look lost without Fogarty. I wouldn't say that at all from what we've seen so far. Sevelia Tamale gets away. Oh, he's still going. He hasn't been tackled yet. He's still at 35. Great run. Dagan says Titans are officially the first team since 1908 to have 50 put on them and win the comp, breaking the 50-point curse. Exactly right, Lagan. It's good to see. It's unbelievable stuff. So the Raiders will knock that ball up to the 20. It's still pouring down rain here, and Tom Dvojevic will grab it. 5 minutes to go this first half. I think first half is a bit of a 50-50 swing here. Like, you're happy with Manly's first, 15, 20. Overall, I'd say Raiders have had the better of it this last 15. And considering all that possession that Manly mounted on, for it only to be an 8-point game right now is definitely still up in the air for this game for the Raiders. So third tackle at their own 20. Now Tola Takwala brings it out to the 25 on fourth tackle. 4 minutes 40 in to the first half ends. And now fifth tackle, Ben Dvojevic. He will bring it out to the 35 on fifth tackle. 4.5 minutes left here. He kicks that ball. That a 40-20 attempt. Oh, wow. That was a really heavy kick there. That was a really heavy kick, and it goes to the 10. And now they'll bring it out through KO Weeks to the 15. Tries to get around to the left, and he'll be taken out by Ruben Garrick at the 15. Top 8 caliber. Who's top 8 caliber? Manly? No, I've not got Manly anywhere near the top 8 this year. Lads, it's round 1. I don't know if anyone remembers this. I don't know if anyone's figured this out yet. We are in round 1. I'm not changing any of my predictions on my table. Not one single prediction in my changing on my table until 5 to 7 rounds in. And then I will come out with a stream. I'll do a live stream where I will do an updated ladder prediction. Because it's more of like a power rankings in a way, right? It's an updated ladder prediction based off of the first 5 to 7 rounds. I will stand by every single prediction I made until 5 to 7 rounds in. Stand by every single one of them. And then 5 to 7 rounds in, then I will say, okay, listen, maybe this team is a top 8 team. Maybe I was wrong about this. Maybe I was wrong in regards to the Roosters being a minor premiership team. Maybe I was wrong in regards to the Titans being able to win more than 3 games this year. You know, that is an entire thing that can change. But I'm not changing my prediction until we've at least seen 5 to 7 rounds in. Lagan says, thought this was round 25. So, Lagan, this is not round 25, but you are, in fact, a Muppet. Yes. The Raiders will... Manly! Oh, good work there from Tamale to get back, and he will get out of the in-goal too. Look at him go. Oh, I love Tamale, man. He's my favourite player at the Raiders. Steven says teams are going to be rusty at first. Steve-O, you know, it's no rocket science. You're spot on, man. You know, that's not me having a crack at you. That's me completely agreeing with you and having a crack at anybody who doesn't agree with you. It's round 1, and we're only in the first half of this game. Manly have shown some positive signs here, but they've also shown a couple of weak signs as well. Whilst Canberra, it is going to take a little bit of time to click with their new halfback, but I haven't seen them be lost per se based off of this first half without their Jamal Fogarty. Whereas it's hard to judge either team as well from this game with the rain factor. Oh, well, rain happens, man. Like, at the end of the day, rain is an unavoidable impact, and they're both... Oh, he's dropped the ball! Oh, Raiders! Oh, no! Oh, no, Canberra! Oh, dude, Xavier Savage had a try on half-time, and he's knocked the ball on. Oh, that's painful if you're a Canberra fan. Ethan Strange kicks that ball on the fly. And Xavier Savage tries to pick it up. In dry conditions, he gets that. For mine, I thought he was going to try and kick the ball back inside and then score it himself. I thought he was going to... Well, how did he drop that? It's wet weather, Brenton. In dry conditions, he scores that for sure. And because that was a drop ball backwards from Manly, that means Manly now get the ball to 10. That's why it's even more painful for Canberra. But... He catches that and scores that in dry track, but it's pouring down wet conditions. It's very slippery. That's why I was expecting him to put that boot again, like Strange just put it straight to the boot. I felt like that was going to be what Xavier Savage did, and then Strange was also there. They both probably would have scored, but he did go for what you would normally think to try and grab that and put it down. And again, dry track, he does get it. Santa says Roosters looked shocking last night, but I can see the potential. Just need to play a few more games and get gel as a team. Round 1. I'm still happy to put Roosters in first position right this very second. I am. Sue me. Take me to court. I'll see you there, Lomax. Fit tackle now for Manly, and Ben Drabojevic will get this ball to the 45. 30 seconds left in the first half. Roosters are infamous slow starters. Infamous, son. Jamal Fogarty puts that ball down deep to the 15. And KO Weeks will let that ball bounce, and doesn't matter, it's halftime either way. By the way, KO Weeks originally came from Manly, but that's going to be halftime here, folks. That is going to be halftime here, folks, and the score will be 14 points to 6 at the half in favour of Manly. Look, it looks like a decent enough game is coming up here, though. You know, it does. It looks like we could be on for a decent game, and hopefully it does pan out that way and we don't see another blowout like we have seen this week from the Sharkies blowing out the Titans, the Storm blowing out the Eels, The Panthers blowing out the Broncos from the back. They just blowed them out completely, blew them out absolutely massively from the back, but that's what the Broncos love to do. And also saying the blowout of the Warriors, the Roosters. I don't want to see a blowout here, man. So hopefully the Raiders can at least make a game of this, even if they lose. At least they're able to get some possession back into the game after the first 11 minutes having 0% possession and then 20 minutes having 10% possession after 20. That is absolutely crazy. But let's go through the stats here at halftime, guys. Do me a favor, hit that like button. It's free. You may as well support the channel and subscribe if you're new around here. And if you do like the merchandise that you can see there in the on the bottom of the screen, you can go and check it out in the description for both those teams. And if you're a fan of another team, all the links for all the different teams are in the description. But Manly, Tom Trbojevic and Hamali Olakau'atu score both conversions made by Fogarty, and they did get a penalty. They're on 14, whilst the Raiders are on 6 with Noel Martin scoring and Ethan Sanders getting the conversion. In regards to possession, it has come into 60-40 compared to 100% after 11 minutes. That means it's a massive swing here, Raiders' favour in this game. So it's 60-40 now. It started out at 0% for the Raiders and 100% for Manly after 11 minutes. It was then 10% to the Raiders and 90% for Manly after 20 minutes. And now it's 60-40. So that means that Canberra had a lot of that ball in that last 20, which is a good sign for them going into the second half. But also it's a brand new half now, and we might just see it even out a lot more, because that does show that across the entirety of that half, yes, it was 60-40, but the Raiders have had some pretty good ball. They haven't necessarily been able to score, but they have had some pretty good ball to really even that out, and they've definitely powered home that second half of the first half. Time in possession is 15 minutes 42 for Manly, 10 minutes and 7 seconds for the Raiders. A whopping 5 minutes and 42 seconds more so for Manly is ridiculous. The Raiders probably do get tired, to be fair, with all the defensive tackling they had to make. It's now 61-39 possession, by the way. But that is a massive amount of time possession, Manly favour. 25 minutes and 49 seconds is not amazing, but it's okay. At least it's hitting the 25-minute mark in time of possession. Now, completion rate. In wet weather, you're usually expecting a positive, more so at around the 70% rather than the 80%. So we're going to talk about that and say 70% is the minimum here in this wet weather. 83% on the completion rate is clearing the dry track completion rate of 83%. That's really good. 20 from 24 on the completion rate for Manly, whilst the Raiders, they're at 77%, 14 from 18. So on a dry track, that is just underneath that 80%. But on a wet track, they're still 7% above that. So that's actually pretty good here for both these teams. Really good for both these teams overall. You know, 77% here on this wet track is probably about an 84% on a dry track, whilst the 83% on the wet track is probably about a 90% on a dry track. That's how positive this completion rate is for both these teams right now. Now, runs-wise for Manly, 83 with 655 run meters. You are going to see not 10 meters on average per run when it is wet weather. You're just not expecting that. So don't even think about that. They are 190 meters behind that, but don't expect that in wet conditions. 665 from 85 is not too bad at all, whilst the Raiders are at 71 runs for 570, so they're 14 runs behind Manly. Now 15 runs is updated to 86 for 671. They're 15 runs behind Manly, and they're 100 metres behind Manly at 570 for the Raiders and 671 for Manly. If you equal this out across those extra 15 runs, this is probably a very even game regarding run meters. If they have the same amount of ball, it's pretty much the exact same overall. Now it's 87 for 679. I feel like if you give them the extra 16 runs, I'm pretty certain this is basically 680 for 680 is what I would say, and maybe Canberra might even have a little bit more overall. I would actually probably suggest that the Canberra might have a 700, whilst Manly have 679, because if you look at the average set distance, it's putrid here. I'll get into that in a second, but 27.2 for Manly and 30.27, we'll talk about that in a sec. 228 for post-contact meters for Manly, whilst 203 for the Raiders. Again, you give those extra 15 runs now on the update. You give those extra 15 runs, they do go above that post-contact, so it is suggesting that the Raiders are doing more with the ball when they've got it. They probably would be around the 240 range, I would say, maybe 240 with the extra 15 runs. But that is highly suggestive and assumptive, right? Because you don't really know in regards to post-contact. Line breaks is 3-1 in favour of Manly. Tackle breaks is 26-19 in favour of Manly. That's a lot of missed tackles in this game, but you expect that in wet weather. And now the average set distance, 25 metres and under is you turn the stream off, it's that pathetic. 25 to 30 is disgusting. 30 to 35 is underwhelming. 35 to 40 is hitting the marker. 40 to 45 is great. 45 to 50 is fantastic. And 50 plus is basically perfect. Manly are at 27.2. Now, look, I'll actually change this around. In wet weather, 20 and under, you turn the stream off. 20 to 25 is disgusting. 25 to 30 is underwhelming. 30 to 35 is hitting the marker. 35 to 40 is great. 40 to 45 is fantastic, and 45 plus is basically perfect. I'll change that for the wet weather, because 27.37 it definitely is not good, right? It's definitely not good. It's underwhelming. But you are more so looking for a 30 metres as a minimum, really, in wet weather, because it will retract it quite a bit. So Manly at 27.94, whilst the Raiders are at 31.93. They're not getting a huge amount of metres, but that's what makes that metre battle that I was talking about before make sense, that the Raiders are doing a little bit more with the ball. 31.93 and 29.48 now. So Manly are just underneath that marker, whilst the Raiders are midway through, underwhelming. But either way, it's only about a 2 metre separator between these two teams. Average play the ball speed is 3.2 seconds for the Canberra Raiders. That is ridiculously fast in this kind of game in wet weather. That is ridiculously fast. And 3.74 is a very normal score, very normal play the ball speed in wet weather. Raiders are playing fast footy in wet conditions. 3.2 is like the equivalent of going sub 3 in dry track. This is wet track. 3.2 is wow. Offloads is 5-3 Manly way. Then you go to the forced dropouts, 1 apiece. Kick defusal is 75% for Manly, 50% there for the Raiders. Forced dropouts equal. The effective tackle percentage is going to be a lot more limited with it being wet, but they're both doing actually not too awful considering. 85.8% is usually in the underwhelming category. I'd be happy to still put it in the underwhelming category. I'd probably bump it down to 87, 86% for a normal wet weather game. I'll go with 87%. But 85.8% would be underwhelming in wet weather. 151 tackles made, 19 missed tackles, and 6 ineffective. So 15 to 17 is an average amount of missed tackles and a half. They're at 19, so 2 above the highest end there. And the ineffective tackles is 5 to 7 on average. They're at 6, so right in the bang smack middle of the average. 25 bad tackles in the first half. Whilst for the Raiders, 86.08%, still in the underwhelming category, but 204 tackles made for a whopping 26 missed tackles. But the difference here is because they've had to make 53 more tackles, and that's why they've still got a better effective tackle percentage. I did spit my tongue. A better effective tackle percentage because they've had to make 53 more tackles. Yes, they've missed 7 more tackles than Manly, but they've had to make a lot more. And the ineffective tackles are 7, so they're at the upper end of the ineffective tackles at 7, but they're doing better in that department than Manly with 6 because they've had to make those extra 53 more tackles. And with the 26 mixed tackles here for the Raiders, which is 9 above the highest of the averages of the 15 to 17, well, they're probably on an equal standing point there with Manly, in my opinion, in regards to missed tackles. It's not good, but I feel like if you equal it out, you would see a similar amount of missed tackles there for Manly. So that's why Raiders were at 86.08%. They'd be okay with that considering, especially that they did not have any ball in that first 10 minutes. And then you go to the errors. Really, anything under 4 in wet weather is really good. 5 to 7 is probably average, and then 8 and above is awful. 5 is on the lower end of the averages for the Raiders, whilst for Manly with their 3, you're not really complaining with it too much at all, really. It's not too much, but Raiders is starting to get up there a little bit. Penalties conceded as 4-2 against the Raiders, pretty normalised there, but you are pretty ill-disciplined, and the ruck infringements is 3-2 against the Raiders, which you are well-disciplined. Inside 10 metres is 2-1 against Manly. So, overall, it's the stats are showing that this could still be a really good game in the second half. By the way, Manly 87% of the completion rate now. Wowee. 87%. Yeah, that's a good completion rate. Overall, you'd fancy Manly to probably come through over the top, but if the Raiders can equal this possession out from 39% to maybe about a 47% or maybe even a 50%, that would mean that they win the second half 60-40 over Manly on the possession. I think they probably could still win this game. It really does come down to who scores first in the second half. It really does. If Manly score first, I don't know if the Raiders have a way back into the game, but if the Raiders score first, well, I definitely see a way back into that game. Scotty James, the $2 donation, says the comments were made towards DSCE last night. Thank you very much for the donation, man. Fair. The people should grow up in regards to their comments towards DSCE then. But thank you very much for the donation. Serpent says, more concerned about the discipline on Sunday. Mediocre teams can beat us if we give away pens. Yeah, well, the Titans beat the Roosters last year. Through that. Nay says, Coach Sticky isn't shouting Macca's soft serves tonight. Well, not yet he's not. Not yet he's not. Pink Bricks is at the start. I was getting PTSD from last time the Raiders played in Brookvale. But so far I'm not too mad at how the Raiders are going. Big second half ahead though. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. There is plenty to still be okay with here. Plenty to still be okay with here. Home of the NRL says Raiders had some tough lessons in 2024 and learned in 2025, and now after losing Fogarty, I feel like they've gone back 2 steps, not based off this game, but in general. Why though? Why? Why have the Raiders gone back 2 steps? Why? What? Based off of what? You said not off this game. Okay, so not off this game. What are you basing that off? What are you basing that off? Uh, bu- 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 bum. Uh, yeah, no, I can understand what you did there, Joe. Were they that bad in round one? No, I think that Roosters fans, they have this like immediate sense of entitlement that they should be very, very good. And it's like with their team, they probably should. I did tip them to finish top of the minor premiership, and I do expect the Roosters to be really good this year. But anybody who is abusing Cherry Evans or any player for that matter, like I will criticize AJ Brimson for laughing when he kicked the ball out in the full. Like that attitude stinks, dude. That attitude sucks. And that's why I'm like, can you stop telling me that AJ Brimson is demanding to play in the spine? This tells me that is he actually there for the team? And I've known AJ since he was younger. He is a lot different nowadays than he once was. But is AJ Brimson there for the team, or is he there for himself? Because he says he doesn't even watch rugby league outside of when he plays his Titans games. So he's not even doing that outside of it being a job. Right? And then you have the audacity to laugh after that. I don't care whether it's embarrassment or not. It is embarrassing. You shouldn't be laughing at yourself. You should be angry at yourself for doing that. And then you have the audacity to demand that you're in the spine. I didn't see him play well in the 5'8 today. So I think that he needs a bit of an attitude readjustment, man, which I've had over the years as well. And I think that there's definitely something there that should go into that. But that's also not me having to go at him as a person off of the field. I'm just criticizing his character on the field right now. I'm not criticizing him as a person. I'm criticizing his character on the field because I see a lot with that. But in regards to Cherry Evans, that's a completely different story. There is no way that he should be receiving abuse because the abuse is a lot worse than the criticism that I'm providing on a constructive criticism level. Whether you agree with the constructive criticism or not, that's up to you. But the constructive criticism is valid in regards to the thought process from a fan who is looking and seeing, you laugh when you're not playing well, the team is getting slapped by 50, you're laughing and kicking the ball out in the full, like, are you serious, dude? And then you have the audacity to demand to play on the spine when you didn't even play too well in the 5'8". Okay, sure, Jaden Campbell wasn't there, but also I don't even believe he's a halfback. So that's what pisses me off in regards to that. But there's a very different theme between that and the way that people carry on in regards to sending messages to players. Because I've seen him from Tino. Tino showed me before, years ago, with the Bulldogs, but Tino showed me the messages that he received from Bulldogs fans, so I know what people get. I get it. I don't get it to the same level as the players do by any stretch of the imagination, but I get it. So, like, I know how stupid some people are. I know how how stupid people are. Um, Eastern Suburbs snobs, surprise, pouring down rain here still. Oh, try predictor, here we go. Google AI try predictor, that's 59% for Manly, Raiders 41%. Shock horror. Shock horror there, lads. Raiders coming out here for the second half. Something else is after having an experienced halfback and Fogarty, he helped the Raiders to first, and now they put Sanders, who's only played a few games, not saying he's bad, just inexperienced. But how have they gone back 2 steps? How does that prove they've gone back 2 steps? They've still got the same team in their who came to the minor premiership last year, minus Jamal Fogarty. How does that prove they've gone back 2 steps? Ethan Sanders is a high prospect. I don't understand how that means they've gone back 2 steps. You could say that 5 to 7 rounds in if they haven't won a game or if they're struggling to win games. But I don't understand how they could be going backwards 2 steps from changing the halfback. But he says, how's Garrick been so far? Okay. He's been fine. Why? Brenton says, why are people still getting so hell-bent over round one? I feel like society nowadays is making people very frustrated. It's making people very strong-minded. And people are very reactionary to everything in the world nowadays. So you're seeing that in sport too, where people care so much about pre-season. And they care so much about round one. And they care so much about each individual game because they want to take away from the shit they're going through in their real life and be led off by watching their sport and being proud and happy of their team. And I feel like that's where the immediate reaction, because 10 years ago, people did talk like I was talking, and I am talking, how it's round one, don't get too crazy just yet. You know, like I have. I remember back then it was very much like this, and now it's like every single game matters so damn well much. You criticise a team, sure, but you don't just go and think that you're winning the comp off one game, and you don't go and think you're coming last off of one game, you know? But then next week you'll see the reactionary fans of the teams who got pumped. Canberra get a penalty here. By the way, second half started, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Canberra get a penalty at the 30, which is a good start for them. You will see the same fans who criticise Cherry Evans and the same fans who rip shit into the Roosters. They might go and beat the Rabbitohs next week, and you'll see those fans saying, "I was there through the hard times. I was there. You know, I stuck it out." Loser, dude. You know, those kind of people will be like, "Oh yeah, I always believed him. I always backed him in." You know, you'll see next week. I reckon the Roosters go and beat the Rabbitohs, and we'll see the difference in opinion. I'll probably tip the Roosters against the Rabbitohs, depending on how the Rabbitohs play tomorrow, but I'll probably tip the Roosters against the Rabbitohs. And we'll see. If the Roosters do win that game, we'll see if the fan base is still completely anti-Cherry Evans. Third tackle now at the 20. One game, man. So Tom Starling, quick play the ball. He'll be 5 metres away from the line. Third tackle. This will be huge if they can get over so quickly. Fourth tackle, sorry. And that's going to be 4 metres out for Canberra. Fifth tackle. Third tackle, Tom Starling out to Sanders. Sanders short ball to the line. They throw the ball at the back. Manly get the ball at the 5. Nate says the Sportsbet footy ads are classics. I don't mind getting them here. There you go. Sean says because it's my thinking in their lives. Correct. It's all about individual perspective. It's all about them. You're 100% correct, Shauna. Yeah, need to see how the Rabbits play, but I'm backing the boys. Yeah. That's good, Sana, but that's because you're an understanding fan. And I guarantee you that the morons that have been abusing Cherry Evans or morons abusing players like on Instagram DMs or privately are gamblers. 1 billion% guarantee it. I guarantee you they put money on Cherry, put money on Cherry to score a try, and then he had that try, it got taken away in the game, got pissed off, blamed him. 1 billion%. There's no way that someone reacts like they do to that without having money on the line and losing it because of their own choices. Good run, Xavier Savage. This is a great start of the second half here for Canberra. They're 35 metres away from the line. 100 billion% guarantee it's gamblers. And there's nothing wrong with gambling as long as you can control your emotions. And also as long as you're not losing and throwing your house bloody mortgage on it. As long as you're not putting your mortgage on it and you're respectable and you control yourself, gambling's fine. But there is a very, very thin line. There's an ice thin line between the two. Fifth tackle now at the 10. And they're going to take him back a metre? Come on, man. A metre, really? Out to Corey Horsburgh. Final play here. Sanders gives it underneath to Kale Weeks. And I don't know what that was. Weeks, 1 pass the ball, but 2. Sanders needs to get the ball out to the edges or kick it. Not that ball. Not that run. Ryan says, 4X Gold ad is one of the better ones I watched last night. Let it go home of NRL. We have not even been past 5 rounds. What did he say? How many else? I mean, the Rays had a clear-cut halfback and Fogarty. Oh, my gosh. Halfback and Fogarty, and now they have Sanders and Kobe Black, who still might not get a gig this year. And oh, it's going to be a penalty here. They 2 in a tackle. I don't think you understand what we're saying here, home in the NRL. There's nothing confirmed about what you said. Wait to see the Raiders play. We've been here for 44 minutes of their season, man. How are we saying they've gone 2 steps back? We have only seen 44 minutes of their season. Guys, can we please just remember, we are only in round 1. How can you tell me that a team has gone backwards 2 steps when we've only seen them play for 44 minutes? Come on. Second tackle for Manly, and they're at the 45. She wins since tall poppy syndrome. It's a correct call. Second tackle at 45 on the Rays side of the field. Home in the NRL, you could be right. You could be. But we don't know yet. It's only been 44 minutes. Out of the left here for Manly, and their third tackle at the 30. So 4th tackle. It's not even about proving you wrong, though, home in the NRL, because you're not right. It's not right or wrong at the moment. You need to see how the season plays out. If you had to change the way you said that to, oh, that's going to be Raiders ball here at the 11. If you said, I think they're going to be 2 steps back, sure. But there's nothing they're away here for Tamale. Tamale still 25-30. Good run there from Tamale. First tackle now. You have to wait and see. It's not about proving you wrong. It's just the way you've worded that is incorrect. You're entitled to your opinion. You can have the opinion that they're going to go 2 steps back, but you can't say they've gone 2 steps back. Maybe they're going to, sure. But they haven't gone 2 steps back. 4 tackle now at the 30. Tom Starling is having a really good second half here. Hudson Young, he's going to bring this ball to the 20, and he'll pass that ball off to K.O. Weeks. K.O. Weeks still moving, and then he will get the offload away. Beautiful run. Noah Martin, bang! Try time for the Raiders. Noah Martin with a double. He has looked really good here today. Noah Martin has looked really, really good here today. 2 tries for him, and this game is going to be probably a 2-point game. They don't look too lost right now. Jack says, why Canberra just taking fit tackles and not trying to kick or something on the last? Yeah, well, they've probably taken advice from the Bulldogs in that regards. Try time for Noah Martin. Try time for Noah Martin, and it is a 4-point game with a kick to come. Noel for a double would have been paying a bit. Well, I was going to bring in my Supercoach draft team, but I decided to keep Halasima. I actually was going to go with Noah Martin because he was starting. If I can get him, I'm going to probably... I actually genuinely might consider... Because I did really want Noah Martin before this game, and I didn't do it. I didn't pull the trigger. Jim Jan says, Manly slowly just dying or what? Well, the first 20 minutes was, for mine, unrealistic on how their season's going to go. But this is more of the Manly defense you're expecting. But Canberra, they've done well to keep in this game despite having a mountain of possession against them in the first 20. Brett says, I think Raiders took a couple of steps forward after that play this season. After that play. Yeah, Connor, I did do tipping. I did it on Tuesday. I did tip the Raiders for this game. The only game I've got wrong so far was the Roosters-Warriors. I thought the Roosters would get it. Ethan Sanders gets the kick and it's 14-12 with 32 minutes to go here the game. 14 points to 12. Every Tuesday, Connor. Well, I did it on Wednesday, actually. I actually want to ask you guys again here on the stream. Do you want me to have a quick summary, 20 to 30 minute walking through the streets of where I am showing you a different landmark of my travels and whatnot whilst talking about my tips for the round? Would you prefer that 20 to 30 minute video? Or we did do 2 hours worth of the tipping stream on Wednesday, which goes in depth, analytical into all the different games and what my thoughts are and talking with you guys and whatnot. Which style do you prefer? Ryan says, Raiders run away with the W now. Oh, we'll see. Long way to go here, 32 minutes, but I do fancy the Raiders. So the Raiders, they'll get this ball out here to the 15 on first tackle. And now they'll get Simi Sasangi. Gets the ball to the 30, nearly broke away. Should have put Martin in my fantasy. Now I'm going to lose to a bloke called Captain Rimjob. Captain Rimjob. Gosh, imagine losing that game. Corey Horsburgh, he gets through. He breaks away for 3-4 tackles, and now he's at the 40. Raiders have a massive... Oh, by the way, Google AI, get that into you. Raiders scored first in the second half. You bare basic muppetry. Fit tackle. Don't hurt me if you take over the world, though. 6 again on fit tackle for Canberra. Oh, they are surging right now, the Raiders. First tackle, 20 metres away. Gee's a tour of my future holiday spot. Well, that's why I was going to go to Jordan. I was going to do it in front of Petra, but obviously I can't go to Jordan right now. Second tackle now, 13 metres out. I was actually going to go to Jordan if this all didn't kick off. And if that was going to be for like 5 weeks kind of deal. Third tackle here for the Raiders. They're 5 metres away from the line. Tom Starling off to Sanders. Sanders now to Ko Weeks. Weeks now to Strange. Strange quick. Sasangi. It's going to be Savage. Savage! Try time for the Raiders. And they take the lead at 16-14 with a kid to come. The Raiders aren't looking too lost right now. That is 16-14 with a kick to come. Canberra have gone bang, bang to start this second half off. And they've had a mountain of possession compared to the same thing what Manly had in the first 10 minutes of the first half. But Manly didn't score twice like the Raiders have just gone and done bang and bang. And look at the change of pace here from Xavier Savage. Sanders to Ko Weeks. He gets it to Strange. Strange with a good quick pass to Sasung, and Sasung with the quick pass, sorry. Gets it to Savage. He's stopped. He slows his mind down. Do I go to the outside? Do I go to the inside? And he just goes bang, real quick, straight through the inside. Look at this. Slow, 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 bang. And knew that he had the overtake of Luke Brooks and knew he was going to get over the top of Leo Habawade. That's very smart rugby league there from Xavier Savage. Because he had the option of going outside, he had the option of going inside, and he just gaps it straight away when he sees the opening. That is really good play. 20 minutes would have way better engagement, but hour long will be more useful. I say go 20 minutes for retention. But for me, man, it's not about the growth. At the end of the day, you guys are supporting the channel, right? And I appreciate everyone watching the videos and who's a membership and buys merchandise and all that type of stuff. I appreciate everyone for supporting the channel. It's not about that. It's more about what is the best content I can put out. So it's like, if I do a 2-hour stream where I deeply analyze from my perspective alongside your perspectives of each game, then if that's better content, I'll do that. But otherwise, if people want to see, I'm in Ho Chi Minh right now. I'm going to be in potentially Penang in Malaysia in about 3 weeks' time, or maybe Manila, Philippines kind of deal. Maybe in Chiang Mai, Thailand. I don't know, I could be anywhere. There is also the option, they get the kick, it's 18-14 for the Raiders. There's also the option of making it shorter at that 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, sure, more views, but that's not my main intention. Is at the end of the day, I want people to subscribe for the content we're putting out there. But you get to see where I am and see a different landmark, and you get to feel like you're traveling around the world whilst getting that rugby league content in and hearing about all that kind of thought process. So there is that. That's why I'm thinking. It's just what content is better to put out. But the Raiders momentum tracker is well on for them. Well on. Greg says, this is very random, but did the Broncos delete their Instagram account? Did I get blocked? Oh, yes, Greg Martin. Yeah, the Broncos, the professional franchise Brisbane Broncos deleted their Instagram account. I think you know the answer to that, Mr. Greg Martin. Second tackle, 30 minutes to go. You get the game, guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. We're super close to 39,000, so let's get it. Tommy Starling is going to go to... super close to 40,000 is what I should say. Super close. And now the Raiders will get this ball to the 30. Literally didn't say a word. Or maybe it might be just a friend of mine, Annabelle, she's a radio host in Queensland, and she does content and stuff on her Instagram. She has been blocked by Nathan Cleary, and she's never said anything to him or done anything, and I don't know why she would have him blocked. So I think Instagram messes up sometimes. I hope they deleted it. Greg Britton says, yeah. Second tackle now for Manly at the halfway point. This is a good game, this. Raiders have rocketed back from 14-0 down. 14-0 down, and now it is 18-14 to the Canberra Raiders. The Faders doing the opposite to what they normally do. So, 4 tackle. Are you going to all Titans home games this season? No, mate. I live international. Tom Trbojevic at the 30. I won't be at any game this year. 4 tackle. I haven't been in Australia since February last year. They're going to whack that ball up to the 10. Savage, good take, and he'll get the ball to 15. First tackle. Man, Lou, looking like they were struggling with Fogarty, not so much Raiders. Who would have thunk it, Seb? Who would have ever thunk it? Yeah, Annabelle Brett, full-time, yeah. I think it was Cleary she was talking. Yeah, I think she said Cleary. So, third tackle here for Canberra at their own 30. Now 4th tackle, and Joe Tarpany gets it to the 35. I didn't know you was away, my bad. Bro. Oh, they're away. KO Weeks still going to 40. 35, and he'll be taken down 4 tackle at the 35 on the Manly side of the field. Great run. Tom Starling has been so good this game. Hudson Young kicks the ball over the top. Where's the ball going to bounce? Raiders! Try time for Xavier Savage! Bushka! Wow, that is sensational try from Canberra. And it's 22-14 with a kick to come. Look at that. Hudson Young with a dink over the top, and then the ball just bounces perfectly with Xavier Savage with the bing-bong try time. Tom Starling, how good has he been? The inside pass to KO Weeks for that break. Tom Starling has been unbelievable in this game here today for the Canberra Raiders. And then KO Weeks goes down. That Tom Starling then again gets it to Hudson Young. Hudson Young with a quick little dink over the top. Bounces perfectly for Xavier Savage. And then he scores in the corner. 20-14. Raiders, they're not looking too lost right now. Tom Starling has been unreal. So one says he's been in Australia as much as me and I've never been. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Up the Bunny says this game is a good example of using too much energy at the start only for the opponent to come back hard. Rugby league in general is very much like that nowadays as a collective. You see that with the Broncos, for example. Usually their first half sucks and their second half is amazing. That's how they won the comp last year. They can't expect it to be the same thing this year though. But I don't necessarily think that's the case here. I'm going to slightly disagree with you. It's a try confirmed, by the way. It's 22-14. I'm going to slightly disagree with you in the sense that I don't think Manly used up all their energy in the first 10, 20 minutes of this game. I just don't overall think Manly have a fantastic team this year. Fogarty and Luke Brooks, I don't think are going to work. I think you should put Fogarty and Joey Walsh in the halves. I don't think Luke Brooks is the guy for Manly, and I think Joey Walsh is their future. I think Jamal Fogarty wasn't necessarily the right signing, but if you want it, you have to keep him because he was the big signing. I think Luke Brooks, you can chuck him into 14 if you want, but I think Joey Walsh should be starting in the halves. Would anyone disagree with me? I told you, when Manly led out 14-0, I said I wasn't still convinced. I still wasn't convinced in Manly long term. I did put him in third last in my preseason predictions, and he will miss that kick there, Sanders. We'll say 22-14 with 25 minutes to go here in the game. I was never fully convinced. I want to see the full... Firstly, again, this is a key reminder for this is round one, guys. It was only the first half. Manly 13 plus looking a bit rough now. Who said 13 plus Manly, Jim Champ? Mr. Kuma says, nice call, mate. Appreciate you, Mr. Kuma. We're here for every single game. We'll be here for Dolphins, Rabbitohs tomorrow as well. Ryan says, don't want to say I said so, but the Raiders ran away from it. Ryan, if you say I told you so, well, I'll just join you. But also, I hate when people say I told you so, eh? But I'd join you because I did say the Raiders would still come. I still had Raiders to win this game. But there's still 25 minutes to go here, so maybe Manly could change this around. You know, you never know. You never know. Oh, good offload there. Tom Starling is the man who gets it and breaks it to the 30. Tom Starling, for mine, has to be as a penalty. Holomoli Olakawatu, yeah, it's definitely a penalty. It's a dangerous throw. It's a dangerous throw. Penalty Canberra. Tom Starling, for mine, has to be man of the match. Has to be man of the match. No, like, Ryan, I don't... Actually, I'll say this. I don't hate when people say I told you so overall. I don't hate it if you say I told you so with good intentions, but it's the people who are like, I told you so to try and make you feel like shit and like to big up their ego as if like they're the all-knowing magical storyteller of the rugby league and they know all. And, you know, you've gone and seen they've missed the first 4 predictions of the round, but they get one prediction right and they're like, I told you so, I told you they'd get you upset. You know, that happens quite a lot. So that's what I hate. I don't really care for when someone says, like, I told you so, and they got a good prediction and they're consistent with it and they're not just trying to get, like, an ego battle win, which I don't think you're doing. But it's not like anybody is completely surprised the Raiders have come back in this game. Third tackle now at the 20. They go to the left. At the end of the day, if you called something, you know, big yourself up for it, but just not at the detriment of everybody else. Just big yourself up for it. Ethan Sanders out the back. Here's a chance to Xavier Savage. Hat trick. Boom, baby. Boom, baby. Boom, baby, boom. That's a hat trick, is it? Has he scored? They have scored it. That is 26-14. Xavier Savage has gone boom, baby. Boom, baby. Boom, baby, boom. 3 tries. Bang, bang, bang. 26-14 with a kick to come. 26-14 with a kick to come. He's not sore, though, Xavier Savage. He's a bit confused. They've called this straight away. He goes up. It goes up. No way. No, he's going to put the ball on the sideline. He knew he didn't score that. He knew. And that left side defence of Manly is getting pieced apart in this game, but that is a no try. Starling only 42 Supercoach points. I don't care what his Supercoach points are, mate. I don't give a shit what his Supercoach points are, because at the end of the day, he should be their man of the match of mine. He's been incredible. So Xavier Savage, this will be a no try. He puts the ball on the sideline. He puts the ball on the in goal line. Touching goal. So it'll be a 7 tackle set coming up for Manly. Bucks is insane attack, leak and bucket on defense. Lagan says, just send Hector Fred's vid on the AI predictor. Love what he does with the dog's community, but please someone give this dog a cough lolly. Can't stand his voice. Good man, though. Stop having a crack at Free. But what did he say? What was his thoughts in regards to the AI predictor? If he's supporting the AI predictor for the first try in the second half, I'm going to have a word with him. I'm going to send a message to him. Love Fareed, man. He's a good dude, man. I will not stand for this anti-hectic Fred mentality regarding his voice. What a man. I'll always support that man. But also, what was his opinion on the Google AI predictor? Yeah, you're not Tino. Tino Tavana, Xavier. Fit tackle. He tried his best, though. It was a good attempt. Doesn't someone owe you a zinger box, mate? Who owes me a zinger box, Kogamu? I'll take it. Rugby Garrett goes up for it. He gets the ball back to Jason Saab. Quick pass to Olakwatu. Olakwatu's still going. He gets the ball flicking off to Tom Trbojevic. And he gets taken down. Jeez, Melly, a chance to get back on the game right there. He was shitting on it, sort of. Fair enough. Kogamu, I'll take it. You have to donate it here on in the chat for me to get it. But with that being said, who owes me a zinger box? I can get it here in Vietnam. Give that ball to Hamoli, only man gaining meters. Yep, well, this is what we said. Olakwatu was the only X factor in their forward pack by far. By far. All right, so first tackle, and Simi Sasangi will get this ball to the 25. That was their chance. Daz still owe you one. Must be his day off. Daz definitely does still owe us a zinger box. How much does a zinger box go for nowadays in Australia? I reckon here you could get it for much cheaper, but I'm not going to say that. Get his ball now to the 40 on fit tackle. Fit tackle. And Ethan Sanders will whack that ball down to the 15. Zinger box at like $15. Yeah, but is that a large zinger box? What's a large zinger box? It has to be a large. Anyone who doesn't order a large anything, you're a cat. You're a cat. You are a cat. This goes for everybody. If you don't order large with any meal that you have, you are a cat. Simple as that. Large is like 17, 18. Okay, we'll go 18 then. Well, I'm in Vietnam, Con. I'm in Ho Chi Minh. So full tackle here for Manly. $15. Yeah, sure. No. I'm surprised it's actually that cheap compared to what I was thinking it probably could have been. Fit tackle, which is still, that's very expensive, what it used to be. Look after my rig. You are a goose. So it's going to be Raiders ball. Carry Weeks gets the ball to the 20. What fun is life if you can't just eat what you want to eat? You know, as long as you aren't like this, right? I'm a big boy. But as long as you aren't like massive where you're struggling to fit through damn well doors and walk around, you got chairs breaking. As long as you don't look like a complete slob. Surely you like, I would never actually want a six-pack because it means that your food intake is so boring. You can't eat anything. You can't eat anything. For tackle, like Jack Black said in that movie, School of Rock. You know, just love food. Is it illegal to love food? Come on. So fit tackle for... No, Raiders on fourth tackle at the offload away, and now Morgan Smithies. And I'll get the ball to the 45. 20 minutes to go here of the game here, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe. And don't forget, tomorrow we've got two big streams. Dolphins versus Rabbitohs to end the round. But then we do have the big one, T20 World Cup final between India and New Zealand. We will be here. Next week, we will have 3 games on Saturday. So obviously, it's a penalty to Manly here at the 15. We will have 3 games. We'll go back to normality. The only reason it's 2 games today and 1 game tomorrow is because of Vegas. Normally, one of those Vegas games would be today, and the other Vegas game would be tomorrow. So it's usually 3 and 2, but today is only 2, and tomorrow is only 1. Next week is 1 Thursday, 2 Friday, 3 Saturday, 2 Sunday. They might be fine without Fogarty. Think they're all right, Serpent, without Fogarty. I think they're going to be all right. I'm a proud cat then. Oh, you are a cat, full-time storage. You're telling me you're not even going to get a large? Like, you go and get like a quarter-pounder meal. You're not going to get a large quarter-pounder. You're going to get... who gets a small quarter-pounder meal? What are you doing? And if you get a medium, you just like purgatory. That's just like so mid. Imagine going and saying... Imagine being a man, walking up and saying, I'd like a medium Big Mac meal. Are you shitting me? I'd look at you and I'd say, get You don't deserve this Big Mac meal. If I was working there, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. Forward tackle now for Manly at the 30. Forward tackle after Luke Brooks. Brooks now Jake Trebojevic. Trebojevic at the back. Jamal Fogarty, knock on from Tommy T. KO Weeks picks it up on the fly and he'll bring it out to the 30 on first. A 0 tackle. Good old preservative, Mac. Why is Serpent's comment being removed there in regards to that? I might pull my bet now. Not looking good for Manly. Not looking great. No, I don't think Manly win this. A small quarter pounder meal is for the missus. Exactly right. That is. That's a Sheila all day. That's strange when missus is only allowed to order off the Triple M menu. The Triple M menu? What's the Triple M menu? Am I missing something here? Simi Sasangi, good run to the 35 on 4 tackle. 18.5 minutes to go here. It's still only 8 points, Manly. It's still only 8 points. KO Weeks, he'll get this ball to the 20 on 5th tackle. Well, remember at halftime I said whoever scores first probably goes on to win this game. Well, the Raiders were the ones who scored first in the second half. Sanders puts it up. Where's the chase? Where's the chase? Not much of a chase there from Canberra. Not a bad kick. And they'll be 5 minutes out from their own line first tackle. No one wants to eat healthy. Don't be a cat. Well, I don't mind eating healthy, but, you got to mix it up sometimes with some BKFC chicken or something. Kids menu. I like me abs. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. I respect it. I respect anyone who has abs, and I really do. I think it's awesome discipline from you. Don't get me wrong. But I also know that you hate your food life. I also know that you're not enjoying the lettuce tonight whilst I'm having a nice little, some nice chicken royale in Thailand. I'm having, a beautiful butter chicken Indian dish. KO Weeks! Oh my gosh, the ball's going everywhere. It's gone backwards. It's fine. KO Weeks brings it out of the 8. I'm having a nice little lamb korma or butter chicken in India whilst you're enjoying your lettuce. And I respect it. But you can understand where I'm coming from. Oh, Sebastian Chris is away here at the 25, the 30, the 35, the 40. Taken down. Great run from Chris. Jay says, I have abs under my belly, son. Well, yeah, I definitely have abs. Everyone's got abs, mate. Just not visible. Definitely got abs. How's the weather in Brookvale at the moment? It is absolutely horrific. The weather in Brookvale right now is the weather in England. Every day. I'd be fun if it means I can keep drinking Carl's Jr. milkshakes. How good are Carl's Jr. milkshakes, though? If I lived in America, I got really big when I lived in Chicago, though, and I wouldn't do that again. But if I lived in America, God help me. Bit of White Castle, bit of damn well, Chipotle. Raiders get this ball to the 45 on Manly side of the field. If you put me in a place where Chipotle is easily accessible, I might die of a heart attack. Raiders now at the 35. And that's why Andrew Backhouse is never really allowed in this channel, because he always insults Chipotle and he's a dog for it. So 5th tackle there for Canberra, and Ethan Sanders will put that ball up to the 5. No one chasing again for the Raiders. It must be a tactic for them to... And they're not going up on a line either. Really weird. Heart Attack Grill in Vegas. Tito Tower, when I was in Vegas last year, I tell you, a really good place to get to. I stayed at the Venetian Palazzo. Across the road from there is a place called Gillies. Oh my gosh, the steak was to die for, man. The steak and the mashed potato. I love a good mashed potato. Unbelievable. The grits as well. Unbelievable. When you go to Vegas for your team, guys, if you haven't already been, go to a place called Gillies. Unbelievable. It's where the pirate show used to be. It's literally on top of where the pirate show used to be at Treasure Island. Oh, the 40-20 attempt! No, it'll go around the 23. So Raiders ball 23 metres out. Because they got rid of the show there at Treasure Island. It's all about not overeating. Exactly right, Sen. Exactly right. Hey, technically, you could lose weight eating McDonald's every day. You just got to work out more. But I wouldn't recommend that, because you'd feel like absolute shit and it would be so bad for you. But technically speaking, as long as you're working out more than your intake, you're fine. Yeah, I was in Vegas last year, full-time story, for the Sharks. My mum's a Sharks fan, so I was there for the Sharks Panthers, and and Raiders-Warriors game. If the Titans are the next year, I'll be there in Vegas. I will go for it. I've been to Vegas twice now in my life. I was there for the Rugby Sevens back in 2019 before I went and lived in Chicago for 3 months. And then obviously I was there last year. Second tackle at the 35, and there's a penalty for Canberra. There's a penalty. Double quarter pounder is sensational, Sean. It's unbelievable. Imagine ordering just as a quarter pounder, not a double quarter pounder, you know? Bunch of Sheilas. Isn't Chipotle all green healthy shit? Oh, lagging. You don't know what you're talking about. Chipotle all green healthy shit? Chipotle is like a way better version of Goods Money Gomez. Chicago White Sox or Cubs. Don't you ever think that I'm a White Sox fan ever again, mate. Go Cubs, go! Go Cubs, go! Hey Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today. Second tackle now at the 25. For the Raiders, they score here, and that would be game over, man. Game over if the Canberra Raiders can score here. Aiden Strange to Kyle Weeks. Kyle Weeks! Oh, straight through, but we're taking it out of the 10. Third tackle. Get a side of salad with it. Yeah, then you're healthy. Fourth tackle for Hudson Young. He's 5 metres out. Raiders, if they score here, it's probably done and dusted. Out the back to Ethan Sanders. Sanders out the back to Ethan Strange. Strange kicks his ball through, and it will end up being a dropout. It's a good kick. Sits up perfectly. A dropout coming up. E4 Madeline says, do you think Manly still have a chance here? Probably not. Probably not, but 8 points is only 8 points. If Manly score next, absolutely. But if the Raiders score here, no way. But at the end of the day, it's only 8 points. Is there a Chipotle in Oz? I don't think so. I think Goods Money Gomez is their answer for it. A small quarter pounder meal is like a Happy Meal. I'd respect you more going to Happy Meal than a small quarter pounder meal. I'd respect you more. Short drop out here, but it's going to go 20 minutes. Oh no! Confusion for the Raiders, but it comes out for them at the 30. Sevelio Tamale will bring it back here to the 25. It gets away. He's back at the 35. One problem with Sevelio Tamale is that he runs the ball backwards way too much. That's something that Ricky needs to really get into him. He runs the ball backwards way too much. Just take the contact, run it hard, go up the middle, go up the side, whatever. I don't care. Just don't run backwards 10 metres, which is what he does a lot. So out of the right, second tackle, Ethan Strange steps again. 2 metres away from the line. Third tackle. 2 metres away. Out the back to Sanders. Sanders goes in himself. I don't think they're lost with Sanders right now, man. Try onto the post there for Ethan Sanders. 26-14 with a kick to come. Let's not say that they're 2 steps backwards, shall we? Ethan Sanders might be good hands for Canberra. 26-14 with 12 minutes to go of the game. Right through. Too easy there for the new halfback. And Jamal Fogarty who for Canberra right now. Oh, there is a Chipotle in Australia in Melbourne. Get me to Melbourne, son. Mr. Sport, you're a well-travelled man. Who does the best fries? Mate, that's a war kind of comment. That's a war question. But, like, I'm not, like, a well-travelled man. I've travelled in certain regions. Like, I'm pretty well-travelled through Asia. Being India, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Singapore, Thailand and Vietnam. Like, I'm decently travelled through Asia. But I wouldn't necessarily say overall, but the best kind of fries? Are you talking about, like, individual restaurant kind of deal? KFC for fries is probably my go. Five Guys fries are pretty good, Jill Winston. They are pretty good, but KFC fries are my go-to. Alright, so 10 minutes to go here in the game, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe. 26-14. It's about to be 28-14. Has Joey Walsh been on yet? Don't think so, Tina. Well, I haven't seen him anyway. Lagan orders the quarter pounder meal, but still asks for the toy. Valid. And that will be 28-14 to Canberra Raiders. And Sticky Ricky, he's going to get up to a good start here. And Anthony Seibold, well, still got my same reservations, son. Red Rooster is underrated, Jill Winston. Red Rooster is underrated. Deary me. One more try to continue the blowout. What do you mean? It's 13 plus already. The blowout's already here. Get burgers from Hungry Jack's, chips from McDonald's, and chicken from KFC. I feel like the chips at KFC is more the go-to, man. But the burger from Hungry Jack's, the burger is better at Hungry Jack's, come on. It is. TJ Tower says, anyone ever had White Castle before? It's really underrated for a hangover, but also it's it's not the greatest, but it's like amazing for a hangover. I'd nearly say it's one of the best hangover meals on the planet. I had it one time. Went out for a big game at Wrigley Field with the Cubbies, and we had a big. We won it. It was against the Cardinals, and it was a cold day. We had an awesome time. Got super drunk that night in Wrigleyville, and the next day woke up. Oh my gosh, White Castle went down, the biggest treat that ever did treat. My goodness. 4 tackle at the 42. And the only reason I knew about White Castle was because of Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. Unbelievable movie. 4 tackle at 35. And now they'll be at the 30, 5th tackle. Red Rooster is like Broken Hill, a ghost town. Well, you know what? You guys can hate on it all you like. Well, then I'm just going to get all the Red Roosters that I possibly can. It's underrated. Oh, Saab's going to drop that ball. And Raiders, you're going to get another attacking opportunity here to hit the thrifty 30. Mount Druitt Red Roosters in gold mine. That does not give me excitement. Mount Druitt Red Rooster, Nate. They're going to challenge us for a knock-on. 10 minutes to go. Thumbs up, subscribe. Maya says the past few teams have been making statements, now the Raiders. Yeah, the Raiders are definitely making a statement here with their 28 unanswered points. What is he saying here in the bunker? Cleared on the escort line. Probably does go backwards here. I have seen this called knock-ons, but I think this does go backwards. A lot of the time they will call it forwards. I want White Castle more than any other restaurant food. Mate, White Castle is good though. You have to love sliders. They're going to say it travels forward. I'm going to disagree with you there, champion, but either way, it's a lost challenge. I'm more okay with this one than the knock-on call from the Bulldogs-Dragons game. It's still pouring down rain, by the way. Carvery hot boxes will be ideal for hangover. Yeah, unbelievable. Is Raising Cane's a good place to eat? Thought Oz had one, but I don't know what. Don't we do? I don't even know what the hell a Raising Cane is. Does anyone know what a Raising Cane is? Rooster roll, pineapple fritter, spicy burger, all elite. I'm not into hot pineapple though, man, so I'm going to pass on that one. But everything else I'm in for. KO Weeks will be 5 metres away from the line. First tackle, 9.5 to go here. Well, there's no way they're going to hit the bomb, surely. No way they're going to hit a bomb. Hudson Young will be 9 metres out. Nate says, I hope we get White Castle in Australia before I die. I think they tried to, but legally speaking, there was like a court case that prevented them from opening up or something due to trademark or copyright or something. I think there was White Castle trying to come in, but something happened. I could be wrong. Oh, lost ball from Joe Tapani. Big taps. Well, Raiders, Noah Martin would have had a hat-trick for an intercept if it wasn't a knock-on. Raising Cane sounds like a country band. Yeah, I'm going to have a look at this. Raising Cane. I've never heard of this, and I've been to America many times. Raising Canes. Baton Rouge. Oh, it's Louisiana. Okay. By the way, anyone who tells you that Popeyes is better than KFC, I completely disagree with them. I actually have a Popeyes really close to me here in Vietnam. But Popeyes is very different, but KFC for mine is still so better. Raising Cane's, this must be like a real kind of southern eatery. I don't think they have I haven't seen a Raising Cane's in Chicago. Anyway, there's going to be a penalty to Manly at the 15. Yeah, I don't know about that. Jason, can't beat the old school hamburger with a lot from the fish and chip shop. That was, yeah, they were good. Those chips with some chicken salt, now that's the best chips in the world. Yeah, probably a deep south thing in America. A deep south is a controversial discussion. Where would you label deep south? Because a lot of people don't like to include Florida deep south, but that is the most deep south in the country. There's a lot of conversation about that actually happening recently. Second tackle ever, Manly at the 44. Raising Cane's has the best chicken in New Zealand. So it's a big thing in like New Zealand, is it? Oh yeah, I've never heard of it before. To the right, hits the grass, and that will actually be okay for Saab. It hits his foot, and then he ends up kicking it forward, and he gets the ball. An extra 20 minutes later, he didn't mean to, though. 4 tackle. Really pop for the sauce. Oh, I'd love to try it. Manly now, they're at the 15. Yeah, $2 worth of chips would feed everyone. Oh, those chicken salt chips that back then, you'd come home from school, walk past the chip corner shop. How good. Jay Trbojevic, 8 metres away, second tackle. Can you bring it back within a 1 to 12? If he scored here, well, a sneaky little shout. Trbojevic, corner! Town corner with the try time. Down the left-hand side, it is 28-18 with the kick to come. Well, you're only down by 10 if you get the kick. It's an 8-point game. You still need to score twice. But at least it's a respectable loss here. Oz Pies versus New Zealand Pies. Haven't had a New Zealand Pie yet, even though I was in Auckland last year. Haven't had a New Zealand Pie just yet. But I will. Who's this idiot with the foghorn at Manly? Someone's got a Vuvuzela. Someone's got a Vuvuzela in the stadium. I'm glad you lost, Manly fans. I'm sorry, Manly fans watching right now. I'm glad you lost because we've got an idiot at Brookvale with a Vuvuzela right now. We've got some Muppet with a Vuvuzela. If you don't know what that is, that's from back in 2010 at the South African World Cup, where in the FIFA World Cup South Africa, we saw the whole crowd the whole time have Vuvuzelas that go the whole stadium, the whole time. It was the most annoying thing. We got someone here at Manly doing it. Louisiana, Arkansas, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, maybe Tennessee. Okay, well, yeah, fair. Don't watch the Wires in Auckland. E4 Madeline, I'm live for every single game. Oh, when I was in Auckland, yeah, I'm a Titans fan, so I went there and watched the Titans win. We won 27-24 back in 2024. Yeah, and that was good. And they will get the kick. So it is 28-20 with 5.5 minutes to go here in the game. Well, you got to score and score again. Who is this clown with the Vuvuzela? Someone from security, please kick this man out. Kick this man with the Vuvuzela out. This game is going to be the Seagulls season in a nutshell. Probably. Does it give you PTSD? That's why I've got such a visceral reaction to it. You know what? Proud of you, Manly fans, though. Good crowd here for a game that is pouring down rain. Good crowd. 5.5 minutes to go. 5.5 minutes to go. And the Raiders kick this ball down to the 3. It is a good crowd here from Manly's perspective, considering how wet it has been. Oh, yeah, Levi, I agree with you. I blame that guy for the loss. I would blame whoever that is with the Vuvuzela for the loss. And any Manly fans should do the same. Forget the team. Blame. Oh, Takuala's away here for Manly. Here's the 40, the 50, the 45, the 40, the 30. Tom Trbojevic on the inside. 25 for 10. He's still going in, Tom Trbojevic. 5 minutes out. Back inside. Jamal Fogarty. We've got a game here, folks. This is going to be a 2-point game. It's 28-24. The kick to come is about to be 28-26. We've actually got a game here. 5 minutes to go in the game. Manly have scored straight back to back. And this is on right now. This is on right now. 4 minutes and 48 seconds to go here in the game. We have got a ridiculous finish coming up. We have got a ridiculous finish coming up. Manly have just rocketed back into the game here. Takuala pumps off of Ethan Strange. Gets to the 40, the 50, the 40, the 35, then the 30 gets it into Tom Trbojevic, and then Trbojevic has a lot to do. Gets away from KO Weeks, gets away from Tarpon, he runs back on the inside. Jamal Fogarty, he's able to score on debut here for Manly, and they're going to be down by 2 points because it's basically right in front. The kick will come from right in front, and this is going to be a ridiculous last 5 minutes here. TS, just imagine a 2-point field. There's not going to be a 2-point field goal in this wet weather, man. They're not even going to be thinking about 2-point field goal in wet weather conditions. Gary says, back again, guys, come on, Manly. Well, they have not looked good in this game, and, I'd barely say they deserve to win this game, but at the end of the day, they are going to be 2 points down with 4 minutes 42 to go. They were up 14-0, gave up 28 unanswered points, and now it's 28-26, 2 points the difference. What a turnaround in this last few minutes. Not the greatest of pass, but Tom Trbojevic did well to hold on to it. At the end of the day, that pass was really difficult from Koala because there were Raiders players around. I still don't think Trbojevic gets there himself anyway because Hudson Young was flying and KO Weeks was there to hold him up. But it was really smart from Tom Trbojevic to come on the inside and then to get the pass to Jamal Fogarty without Ethan Sanders being able to slap that ball down. So here we go. 4.5 minutes to go here. I can't believe we're saying that there is a game on right now, but it was 13 plus. Now it's 2 points. Well, Manly, you're in. One more. One more is all you need. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Comment in the chat. Do you think Manly win this game, or do you think the Raiders hold out? Luke Brooks will give it 2. Taniela Paseo, comment in the chat if you think Manly win or Raiders win. First tackle for the Manly at the 15. They roll it across to Ethan Bullimore, and Ethan Bullimore gets it to the 22 on second tackle. Do not make a mistake here after scoring points. Jake Simpkin gets it off to Olakawatu, and Olakawatu, no, Taniela Paseka, sorry. He'll get the ball to the 30 on third tackle. Weather is absolutely like London, Gary. Jamal Fogarty. Oh, they're away here. They're away. Tolatakwala. Oh, taking out the 50. Oh, he's lost the ball. He's lost the ball. He's lost the ball. Yep, Raiders get the ball, and Hudson Young is fired up at the moment. Hudson Young is fired up. There was either, like, Manly. There's no way you challenge this, Manly, if you've got a challenge. I thought I just heard the whistle. But Wowie, he's lost the ball just as he looks like he might have broken away, and they would have had probably a try at the end of that if he does get away, because there was plenty of Manly players to the right. And it is a knock-on from Tolatakwala instead. Here we go. 3.5 minutes left. 3.5 minutes left here in this game. It's only going to be a slight win here. It is only going to be a slight win here, but either way, you get off to a great start. 3.5 in to go. 3 minutes and 34 seconds, and you've got, I think it's Olakawatu right now. Olakawatu, who is complaining, I think, about a cramp as we speak. What a game here, though. Oh, geez, you can hear one of the boys getting really lippy at the moment. I think he's just, obviously, this has been a fiery game. So, Manly. Olakawatu can't walk right now. He's going to have to come off the field. That is a rough one. I think it's just a cramp. I think it is just a cramp. But he actually genuinely cannot walk right now. So Raiders at 45. They're 45 metres away. 3.5 minutes to go here. If you Raiders score, you guarantee the win. But all you need to do right now is just keep them down in their own 20. Do not take a risky kick for a 7-tackle set. Just take the ball down on fifth tackle. Do a Bulldogs and don't kick the ball on fifth. Second tackle now for the Raiders now. 33 metres away. 3 minutes 20 to go. They give it to Corey Horsburgh. Horsburgh away from 1 tackle. 2 tackles. He'll bring the ball inside the 20. Great run. Third tackle now. If you are Canberra, you do not kick this ball on fifth tackle. Unless you guarantee a try, because you do not want to give away a 7-tackle set. Manly do have some decent momentum outside of that knock-on just now. Tom Starling, he's been so good for mine. I would nearly say he's been man of the match. I would actually probably put him as man of the match. Fit tackle, Ethan Sanders into the line, and look how you do it. That is a fit tackle. Tackle, no kick, no pass. They just take the option at the 5, and that is the perfect way to end the set there for the Raiders, in my opinion. That is the perfect way to finish it up. 178 watching, get the thumbs up button, please, chaps and chapesses. Exactly right, Gary. First tackle now. 8 metres away. They give it off to Ethan Bullimore. He'll bring that to the 10, to the 15. Second tackle. 2 minutes, 34 seconds to go. Off to Ben Trebojevic, and Ben Trebojevic is going to get this ball to the 24. Walker would have kicked it on fifth. Probably. Forward pass. Yep, forward pass there from Manly. Forward pass there from Manly. 2:17 to go here in the game. And the Raiders are probably going to be able to ice this game now. Probably able to ice this game now. I think there's like a lady screaming at the game right now, and it makes me keep thinking that somebody is here and screaming at me. But I'm pretty certain it's coming from here, because I don't know if you noticed this. I keep doing this to try and see, like, am I hearing someone screaming right now? But no, I think it's just some lady at the game that's confusing me. So the Raiders, Simi Sasungi, he's going to break this ball to the 20 on first tackle. Manly will still get one more chance, but they're going to have to go the length of the field, and they can't concede right now. Sasungi rolls it back to Morgan Smithies, who gets it to... No, that is Morgan Smithies. Sorry, I don't know who was the one who passed that ball. Oh, it's Jaden Brayley. Brayley on debut for the Raiders after coming across from the Knights. Jake's wearing the Thanos helmet. So third tackle here, 5 metres away from the line. And they go short again to Noah Martin. He's already scored twice today. Fourth tackle here for the Raiders. He is 4 metres out. Back to Jaden Brayley. Brayley then to Corey Horsburgh. Horsburgh runs it across. And fit tackle, 4 metres away. All I would do is just run the ball. You do not kick this ball here at all. Ethan Sanders after Ethan Strange. Strange is going to run it. There we go. Manly, you've got to run 95 metres in 1 minute and 5 seconds to win this game. Ended up being a good game, this one. Manly, Lee Hapawade, 1 minute and 3 seconds to go here of the game. They get it to the 10. Jake Simpkin gets it across here to Jake Boyovich, then off to Jamal Fogarty. Then he gets it across to Corey Waddle. And Waddle here, great run. He'll get the ball to the 25 on second tackle. You still need to go 75 metres here, Manly. Off to Ruben Garrick, and Garrick will get the offload away to Corey Waddle. Waddle here, they're still only at the 33, their third tackle, 42 seconds to go here of the game. They roll it back into Jason Saab, then off to Jamal Fogarty. Jamal Fogarty, he'll get out to Luke Brooks. Luke Brooks at the back to Tom Trbojevic. Tom Trbojevic off to Tonta Qualla. Qualla still going here. He gets the offload away to Ben Trbojevic. They're at the 40, the 45, the 50. Fourth tackle. You've still got 2 tackles here, 20 seconds to go. 50 metres to get. It's Tom Trbojevic. He's going to run this ball straight to the 40. Are they going to go for a 2-point field goal? Surely. You have to, even though it's wet conditions. Jamal Fogarty! Oh, he's never kicked a field goal. It will be missing. And the Raiders will get it. It was an awkward bounce too. It's a penalty to Manly. It's a penalty to Manly. Oh my gosh, we're going extra time. No way. Oh my gosh, we might be going extra time here. It's a penalty to Manly. Apparently there's a late hit on Fogarty here as he's taken the field goal. They're going to get a penalty to send us extra time. They are going to get a penalty to send us to extra time here. 40 metres out. Well, they'll be 44 metres out, but it'll be right in front of the uprights. Oh, what? Are you saying that he contacted the kicker there? Are they, unless they're saying offside? What did they call there? He definitely didn't hit the kicker for mine. Did they call him offside? Oh, they called him offside, Buck. I was going to say, he definitely didn't hit him. So this is from 30 metres out. We should be going extra time here. They were way offside. Fair enough, Branson. I thought they called him for hitting the kicker. I'm getting Raiders vs Broncos finals PTSD now. Yeah, look, valid. Valid. Jamal Fogarty from right in front. We are probably going to be going extra time here. Down to week 1 games, either blowouts or golden point. Yeah, well, Knights Cowboys wasn't a blowout. That was a close game and wasn't extra time, but I still agree with your point. Jamal Fogarty from right in front to send us to extra time here. Oh, you'd be spewing if you're the Raiders. And he's got it. Oh, just got it. Oh, my gosh. He's just got it. We go to extra time here, folks. 28-28. We are going to extra time. Either blowouts in round 1 or we're seeing these extremely close games. We're going to have 2 extra time games in the first round of the season. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you are new around here. What a finish we've had here. Manly scored 2. Manly were 14-0 up in this game. They had 100% of the possession in the first 11 minutes of the game. And then Raiders just shot back with 28 unanswered points to take the lead 28-14. And then in the last 10-15 minutes, 10 minutes, Manly just gone bang and bang to be down by 2. I think it was the last 10 minutes. And then they've kicked that penalty there right on the siren. And we will be going extra time. Comment who you think wins in the chat. Comment who you think wins in this chat. It is a first score wins. This is golden point. Obviously, if we're in the finals, it's extra time, which means 10 minutes regardless. But here we've got golden points. So whoever scores first win. There's 5 minutes either side. I don't know who's kicking it off just yet. We just saw the toss, but I wasn't focused enough. And whoever scores first wins. If there is no score after 10 minutes, then it will be a draw. Canberra almost bottling it again. It's a fader thing to do, isn't it? That is what the Raiders are known for, man. That's why we've got Raiders fans here saying PTSD from last year. What a great first round. Well, not necessarily, Connor. We've seen 4 blowouts. Storm flogged the Eels. Sharks flogged the Titans. Broncos got flogged by the Panthers. The Warriors flogged the Roosters. There's been 2 extra time games, and that's been great. Knights Cowboys was okay, but the other games have been diabolical. But that was a prime time. Absolutely prime time. Absolute prime time finish from Manly. And here we go. First half of extra time, first half of Golden Point, wet weather conditions. Field goal is very tough in extra time in completely wet conditions. We may see a draw here. So first tackle for Manly at their own 20. They go to the right, off to Lee Hapawade. He'll be at the 25. Paul Smith is great first round. Well said. 4 blowouts. What was that guy watching? There's been 2 really good games, with the third game being decent in Knights Cowboys. But, I wouldn't say it's been a fantastic first round. All the Australian games so far have been 13 plus prior to this one. So 4th tackle here for Manly. They're at the 44 on their own side of the field. Who also takes their field goal now with no Cherry Evans? I'm sure Jamal Fogarty, he's probably kicks their field goal. Or Garrick maybe, whilst for the Raiders, I guess Sanders can kick. I feel like Xavier Savage has thrown out a kick or two as well, but who do the Raiders use? Kale Weeks brings the ball out to the 20 on first tackle. Ryan says, first draw of the year. Well, we should have had a draw in Bulldogs Dragons. We should have had 2 draws by this point then, because Bulldogs Dragons 100% should have been a draw on Sunday. So second tackle for Canberra, now third tackle for the Raiders. Sevilla Tamale gets his ball to the 33. Third tackle, Elizabeth getting around Manly. Don't forget, guys, we'll be live for Dolphins versus Rabbitohs tomorrow. Raiders, Hudson Young, great offload there to KO Weeks, and KO Weeks is still going here at the 50. He gets away from a couple of tackles, and now he'll be 45 metres out from Manly line. 4th tackle. Do you think about the field goal at the end of this set? You'll be about 35. Tom Starling, you're actually going to have to kick this from about 45 or so out. Will you go for it here? Do they? No, they don't. Ethan Sanders does! He pulls it! Oh, he's got it! Ethan Sanders has won the game! Ethan Sanders has won the game for the Raiders with a field goal. Oh, brother, that is a storyline. Out of nowhere, he's pulled the field goal from 35 metres out, slapped it across. I think they're in good hands home in the NRL. I don't think they've gone back 2 steps. The Raiders have just out of nowhere kicked that field goal. It never looked like Sanders was shaping up for it, but look at that. It's a beautiful field goal. Goes right on through. Oh. It doesn't matter whether it's a 1 or 2. They were just checking it. But 29-28, and that is a fantastic start for the career of Ethan Sanders. That's his 5th first grade game. And he's gone and won the game for the Canberra Raiders up against Jamal Fogarty at Manly. What a finish to that game. But dearie me, do you think the departure of DCE is showing some hurty signs to the Eagles? It's not DCE. This has been Manly for a while now. This has been Manly under DCE. At the end of the day, this was a great game. Manly led 14-0, then they gave up a 28 unanswered points, and then it came back to 28-28, and Manly gave it a crack, but the Raiders did end up scoring with Ethan Sanders with a field goal. His 5th first grade appearance, and has gone down it the hard way in wet weather conditions. It's a great field goal there from 35 metres out on the fly, because it didn't look like he was setting up for a field goal at all. I thought they were just going to kick it, but then he ended up just pulling it and slapped it. Did we want to contest him or just let him have a wide open goal? Well, I don't think that anyone thought that he was going for a field goal there, man. It didn't look like he was shaping up for a field goal at all. Noah Martin, by the way, what a performance by him. 2 tries, unlucky not to get 3, but 2 tries for Noah Martin. The Raiders showed some really rough signs in that last 10 minutes of, past demons, where they've given up tries late, and that's why they've got this faders tag. But the way they won that game is really impressive there as well. From conceding those 2 tries, as we had a Raiders fan come in and say, I'm getting PTSD from that Broncos game, you can understand it. And if they had lost this game, it really would have impacted them dramatically. But for them to still find a way to win despite those 2 tries, that late hurt of that penalty right on the end of the game, and then for Sanders to get it, this is really good momentum and motivation for them to go on and do something decent. But with that being said, Manly here did not look great for a large portion of this game, except for that last 10 and except for the first 15. But the first 15 was also... they just were able to hold the ball, keep the ball. They had 100% possession in the first 11 minutes. Someone said Fogarty had a great game, though. I thought he was okay. Can't be angry at him. Yeah, no, I wouldn't be angry at Fogarty. I think that overall the defensive Manly is what needs work. And did I see Joey Walsh? Did Joey Walsh play today? I don't think he did. Makes up for a shit forward pack with this kicking game. I would agree. Yeah, I would agree with that. good luck to him, Sanders. Top stuff. It's a big thing for him to come in like he did and to slap that field goal in to get that win. That is a big thing for the kid. And I wasn't impressed by him against the Dolphins, but I was really impressed by him then. You know, I thought he had a really good game, Ethan Sanders. I think he was really, really solid. And that's why I bit back at that comment from home in the NRL, because there's no proof to say that they're going to take 2 steps back. They've still got the same Raiders team here. They've just changed from Jamal Fogarty to Ethan Sanders. And Ethan Sanders is young. He's unproven, but also he's just shown to you that he can kick it in the clutch and he can get the job done when the going gets tough. Once again, a sensational call, mate. What a game to end the day's play. Yeah, appreciate it, Sean. It gets me off the thought process of the Titans, that's for sure. Troy says, all my picks been right so far except for the Cowboys. I'll be at the top of the comp. The only one I've gotten wrong so far is the Roosters, so I'm pretty certain. Let me go have a look at this tipping competition right now. I wonder what up the wires, what Cruz went with. Because I'm currently in 4. You're not above me, but you're not above me. So Cruz got that right too, actually. He did. He's got 6. I am currently equal. Oh, no, sorry. That was with the Sharks game. They haven't adjudicated the next game yet. They haven't done this one, so I could be back to the top of the table. But with that being said, yeah, I've had a pretty good tipping round so far with the Raiders getting up. And they were the upset. They were the underdog in this game too. But anyway, guys, I'm going to jump off here for today. We're going to see you tomorrow as we've got the Redcliffe Dolphins taking on the South Sydney Rabbitohs, and hopefully that's going to be a belter. Plus, we've also got the T20 World Cup final between New Zealand and India, which is going to be awesome. If you like the merchandise, go check out the pin comment. Go check out the description. You can click on the link and you can go check it out for any of your teams. Doesn't matter what team it is. These are just the 2 teams that have been playing here today. Go check it out. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow for some more Rugby League, baby. Rugby damn well league. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.